Drakkenheim is no more. Struck by a falling star, the city bathed in eldritch fire on that woeful eve. The tumultuous aftermath brought chaos, families torn asunder, and a kingdom shattered. 15 years later, monsters stalk the haunted streets of Drakkenheim. Caught amidst rival factions struggling to rule the rubble, three unlikely partners venture forth into the crumbling city in search of riches, renown, and revenge.
Good evening and welcome to Drakkenheim. This is our weekly Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition live stream campaign with the Dungeon Dudes. My name is Monty Martin, running the campaign as Dungeon Master.
And I'm Kelly McLaughlin, playing Sebastian Crow, the half-elf shadow sorcerer. And we're joined today by our good friends
Jill Denitis playing Veo Senya, the Tabaxi Gloomstalker Ranger.
And Joe O'Gorman as Pluto Jackson, the Human Battlemaster.
Thank you for joining us once again after our long hiatus and break. It feels so good to get back into the hot seat, roll some dice, and play some Dungeons & Dragons, and I am very excited. If you are joining us for the very first time, welcome. We are the Dungeon Dudes. We post new videos every Thursday on our YouTube channel where we cover everything Dungeons & Dragons, including advice for Dungeon Masters and guides for players. You'll also find prior episodes from this campaign available for your viewing pleasure there as well, all 30 prior episodes of them. So check those out at youtube.com/dungeondudes. Tonight, our episode of Dungeons & Drakkenheim has been sponsored by 1985 Games and their fantastic Dungeon Craft Kickstarter, which just went live last night. They are putting out another book of over 1,000 full-color 2D terrain pieces for you to use in Dungeons & Dragons. We've checked out their stuff before, and it is really excellent, portable, and affordable two-dimensional terrain. It's kind of something covering the gap between a battle map, a digital tabletop, but in tangible form, and the punch-out dungeon tiles that you might have found, but just way more. It's really, really awesome stuff in a way to bring your battle map to life with so many different punch-outs of ruins, dungeons, wilderness terrain, and other environments that are great whether you're a DM that runs on the go, like you're running a game at a game store, or if you're just on a really tight budget because you get a lot of terrain for your money. So check them out right now on Kickstarter for their new Dungeon Craft 2D terrain. Before we jump in, we actually have one more really awesome, exciting announcement to make. Jill has been working very hard on something special, and it's now available. Tell us about it, Jill.
Yes, we now, finally, after weeks and months of work, our swag store is up. So now we're going to be selling Dungeon Dudes and Drakkenheim t-shirts on Teespring. So Teespring/stores/Dungeon Dudes. If you want to take a look, you may see some familiar shirts that we have worn here on the stream, but also some new ones as well. So definitely take a look and let us know what your favorites are.
The store just went live. I think we can ship worldwide from there. Yep. Mm-hmm. And you should be seeing a link below in the description here on Twitch. We'll also start having that appear on YouTube because I think it totally integrates into YouTube. So hopefully when it goes up on YouTube, you'll be able to see this or find the links down below. And yeah, we got some really awesome swag. It's all been designed by Jill, who put tons of awesome time and feedback into making these things a reality. So it really is something exciting. And so if you do want to get your own Draken Force t-shirt or the Rat Prince, yes. I think that's our bestseller so far.
Yeah.
So those are all available now, and you can check those right out and get some swag for yourself. And if you do pick those up, we would love to see some selfies that you might take. So send that to us at Dungeon_Dudes if you do pick up some of the shirts. Thank you very, very much. All of that goes towards making this a better show. So thank you all so much, and we'll keep on looking for new ideas.
Definitely.
There'll probably be new stuff out there in the future. We've already got a few ideas there, so keep an eye out for new stuff in the future. With that, now, finally, we can return to the ruins of Drakkenheim. Some time has passed since the Battle of Templegate. the embers and the wild chaos of battles between the hooded lanterns, the Noles, and the Silver Order still scream out across the streets of Drakkenheim, both in the sprawl outside the city walls and throughout the temple district of the inner city of Drakkenheim. In the midst of this chaos, our heroes have most recently ventured to an alchemist shop to recover ingredients that they will use to co-opt the research of Oscar Yoren in the hopes of sustaining Queen Lenore's condition. We go now to the barracks where Sebastian Crow is working away with these alchemical ingredients on this concoction as the three of you continue to train, Veo practicing your magic and Pluto practicing how to kill people that use magic in the wake of those ingredients recovered.
Every time you think you've gotten close to it, I just like sparks behind you.
Eureka!
You got it.
Oh, hey.
Oh well, okay, not there yet. Okay, we'll try again in a couple minutes.
I have lost my eyebrows 3 times so far.
I'll draw them on with like some charcoal or something.
Thank you,
We
thank
got
you.
them there. They're not like orange.
The
again.
illusion
test
is
them.
complete.
They working?
Yes.
All right. Oh, man. Following my own instructions. I should have taken better notes.
Yeah.
Mix green.
What is green?
Which one's green?
And I invisible
There's,
mage
like,
hand
3
something
greens.
that's green. I'm like, this?
Try it.
You try it.
All
You
right.
try it.
I lose my eyebrows again.
I draw them back on.
After a few days of laborious work, you think you might have something that's usable.
Guys, I think I might have something that's usable.
Wow. That's awesome.
That's the most confident you've been in the last 3 days.
Yeah.
Which is weird for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to test this though.
Like, how much
Do
do
we
you
just give
have?
it to? I have made 1 vial.
Which sustains the queen for how long?
That's a great question.
Like I feel like this is a negative. Like if it takes you 3 days to make 1 vial,
No,
and it
now
does it
that
for-
I've got it, I can make them faster because I wrote down
You just
mix
need-
green and blue.
Practice.
Better
Practice.
notes.
Better
The
notes.
queen, under ideal circumstances, through Oscar Yoren's notes, she needs to be administered this daily.
Like,
So
Where's-
it's been.
like this one vial gets her a day.
So how's she doing since it's been like a few days of me trying to figure this out?
Well, over the days of you working on this, you haven't been in too much contact with her. Although Vale, you probably have been visiting her every day.
Yep.
She has become extremely irritable. At times, throwing out the food that has been brought to her, screaming in rage, almost out of nowhere. And many people have been afraid to approach her in her room. So Veo, over the past couple of days, it has just been pretty much just you that has been able to approach her with how angry she is. And it really feels like probably it's going to have to be you that administers it to her.
Yeah.
You want to try it?
Uh,
We haven't done human testing yet, so I mean, worst case, she dies.
well, I mean, she's gonna die anyways without it, right?
That's kind of what I'm figuring. This is the closest I've come to being the same as the Oscar Yorn notes that I have here. So
Okay.
I think I've got it. I'm like 98% sure.
I wonder if I could like invisible mage hand it to her because I don't want her throwing things at my head again. Luckily, I'm fast enough where I can dodge them, but
Just tell
You
her
know.
we'll make her better. She might be into that.
that's true.
Yeah. I'll wait here.
All right, Pluto, what do you think?
I can come with you. I can use my shield as some sort of shield against weaponized objects in her room.
Oh, I think hopefully she'll be okay.
Maybe you can convince her to eat, and we can like sneak it into her food or something.
I think she can know about it. I can give
She
it to
wants
her.
it.
It's an injection.
Yeah.
It has to be delivered to her heart.
Oh, yeah. Then there.
Yeah, I'll just been having some times with her, so
I'll give her the old
I will
razzle
gladly
dazzle.
do
I'll
it.
kind of
Distract
her
Hmm.
with my jingling keys.
She's not a
And-
baby.
Okay.
Sebastian,
All right. Okay.
with a couple days of work, if this works, you'll be able to synthesize enough up of this concoction that with about 3 days of work, you'll probably be able to make about 2d6 days worth of doses for this. So it is sustainable, especially if you skip her on every other day, because it takes her about a week to degenerate to this state. But from what Oscar Yorn has said, the way that he designed this was that she would be given it daily.
Oh, every 3 days. She can get every 3 days. She'll just get a little bit
We'll spread them out a bit.
irritable when.
Try to wean her off, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not clear what might happen by skipping days, if that will cause any sort of condition to advance or not.
Hmm.
Anything in the notes here? Do not skip days.
Don't skip leg day.
Yeah.
I
I'm just
skip
gonna- I'm
leg
just
day
gonna
every
ignore that.
day, so it's all good.
I mean, you jump around the city a lot. I don't think you're skipping any days. All right. Well, me and my crow are going to stay down here and make more of these. You go tell me how this works out.
Okay. Pluto, you coming?
Yeah. I'll come.
All right. I go up to the Queen's chambers.
You head up through the barracks where the Queen's chambers are, passing by Elena Kruger, who winks you a knowing nod from the Queen of Thieves, to the chamber before the Queen's private apartment, where the Lord Commander is pacing back and forth impatiently. And he turns to you and he says, "Is it ready?"
Got it. It's here. I mean, we haven't tested it, so we don't know what's going to happen, but this is the best that we can do.
Do we have any other choice? I don't think so.
Let her die, but that's not really a choice.
Exactly. All right.
I can do it.
Go ahead.
It's not going to be pretty.
We're
but-
gonna go in.
Okay, and I knock on the door.
There's a voice within that says, "What is it?"
It's a Veo, Your Majesty. I've come with good tidings for your health. I've got some medicine.
Come in.
Hey, tiptoe in. What's the room look like? Is it light? Is it dark?
There is still some broken glass in the room from the last bit of rage that the Queen suffered. And she has turned most of the lights down in here, keeping only a few candles lit. And as you come in, you can see that the candlelight shows that just glints off the hint of the Queen's mask on the ground.
Oh.
And you see her hand reach out, and she turns from you because you can see through with your dark vision
Mhm.
that she grabs it and hastily pulls it towards her face as you come into the room.
Yeah, thank you for putting that on because I don't personally feel like getting my fur singed today, Your Majesty. So we've done some work. We've got some of the goods that is gonna sustain you for now. Get you out of this little grump that you're in.
She breathes a heavy sigh of either relief or regret, perhaps.
Oh.
And she says, "Finally, let's get it over with."
So from what I've been told, this has to go directly into your heart. It's not going to be comfortable, but it's going to keep you alive.
The masked gaze turns towards Pluto. "Lord Jackson,
Queen.
please. A lady must have her honesty, or modesty."
And I am going to close the door as I leave. But I'm going to stay right at the door and listen.
There's a gasp of pain that you can hear on the other side, Pluto, as Veo administers the solution, and a few moments later, Vale, you come out.
I'm sorry if that was a little bit hard. Next time I'll try to be more gentle.
She seems woozy and confused. In the moment, as you injected it into her heart, you saw the surge of almost power come out of it as it poured through her veins, washed over her, and she is immediately filled with fatigue.
You should take some time to rest, my lady. And know that there is more on the way to keep you sustained for as long as we can have the ingredients.
She says, "Thank you. Give my respects to is it Crow?
Yeah, Sebastian.
He might make a good doctor."
Oh, I'll tell him you said that. I'll pass it on. He's been working very hard and singed a bit of his eyebrows off for you, but he would do anything to keep Drakkenheim afloat.
It was much gentler than what Oscar Yorn had made. I hope it works as well.
I hope so too. If there's anything that comes up, we would like to know, because really this is all chance and circumstance of what we're doing. We're trying to go based on what Oscar says, but if you notice anything that is different, please let us know, so that way we can adjust the formula.
She nods. And with that, she takes to her bed.
Sneak quietly out of the room.
A few moments later, Sebastian, you come up as well to the chamber outside with the Lord Commander. You've done an excellent job, you three. Thank you.
Oh, we try.
You're welcome.
I watched.
I'm going to need detailed notes on any sort of strange behaviors. It might seem like it's working, but we don't know for sure. We're going to have to watch her the next few days.
You bet.
If everything goes according to plan, I'll make more.
Can you show Elena and Petra how to use the solution?
I think so.
Petra, yes. I think this is something that should be kept maybe to one person.
I wish I could spare them. I trust Elena and Petra more than anyone else. They're the best women on my force. There's a few other men that I would give that offering, that I would certainly trust to do it, but there's not enough women. And if we need to respect our queen, can you show them both?
Yes. And I make it like I yawned at the same time, but there's clearly a discomfort in my face.
Oh, man.
Yeah, hey,
yeah, we'll
teach her how to stab a thing into the queen's heart. That's totally cool.
What's the worst that could happen?
Excellent. It's enough. It's bad enough that I have to keep them from the front lines.
Mm-hmm.
But
Maybe
you've
we
had
can
a bit of a
try.
rest now, I trust, even though you've been working hard. But it's time to move on the cathedral.
Or hardly working, you know? Bad joke. Okay. All right.
People are dying, Sebastian.
Yeah, I'm trying to lighten the mood. It's very stuffy in here. Oh, been working in that.
You've been inhaling a lot of potion
Yeah.
fumes.
Yeah.
Not well ventilated. I didn't see you once wear your goggles. Your eyes are probably... Yeah.
That would have stopped the eyes stinging. Man, why didn't you say anything like days ago?
I literally pointed at it twice, and I just let it happen.
My
at
crow
this
was
point.
wearing his goggles, and I was like, good, buddy.
Smart.
You protect
Safety first.
your shadowy form that doesn't get affected. Anyway, yeah, we'll I'm well rested. Thank you. Thanks for asking.
Delusional.
A little.
But I think there's so much to be done. Right, boys?
We've how's Temple Gate?
Does it hold?
It does. It's a slaughterhouse out there. Not... We have to keep rotating our soldiers, and we're running out of ammunition.
Oh.
I mean, we've got to be whittling down the Noles by this point.
We are. There's bodies of them piled high. It's time to break them. We've had a couple attacks led by the Lord of the Feast. Whenever that's happened, we've retreated back to Temple Gate, and the beast does as well. We have to decide now how we're going to handle this situation. If we want to draw him out and slay him, or seek him out in his lair and take him there.
Oh. I mean, he's at more of an advantage if we're going to go at him.
That's true. He is at an advantage in the cathedral, but there he has nowhere to run.
Yeah, but also the damage that could be done to the cathedral. Are we not trying to preserve as much as possible?
Indeed.
Yeah, I'm going to probably be blowing some things up, so I don't know if I want to set off too much fire inside the cathedral.
Yeah.
If that's what our next goal is, to take out the Lord of the Feast, destroy the Noles once and
As
for all.
long as the Lord of the Feast still draws breath, the Noles will continue to be relentless in their attacks. If we break him, destroy him, their power in this part of the city will be broken. There will still be many of them, but they won't be able to put up the resistance in the numbers or with the fury that they have so far. We'll actually be able to secure a part of the city, the inner city, in a way that we've never been able to do before. There will still be monsters. There will still be beasts. It will still be dangerous in the city. But far less so. We'll actually be able to mount more expeditions.
As someone who plans to add killing the Lord of the Feast to his resume, tally, what have you, my suggestion is we set up a trap. Give him that, lure him out with some sort of like really appetizing sort of situation. Why are you pointing at me? Why are you smiling? Why is everyone smiling and pointing at me?
You'd be such a good distraction, Pluto.
I am
You
loud and
use-
fun.
Use our strengths, and you got taking him head on.
And then when he comes out, we ambush him with everything that we need to take him down. For example, you guys and us, and maybe some fire and my sword.
So you're proposing drawing him into a trap.
Yes. Give him, if the Noles are attacking the gate to try to take it back, give them something so juicy. Give them that free kill. That little, in a group of antelope, that one with the little weird leg that can't run as fast. But then when he gets close, Papa's here. Is that a good analogy?
It
It's
is.
Caspian. It's
But there is one bait that draws the Lord of the Feast more than any other. Carnage. Battle.
They were gonna say like muffins or something like.
No.
he loves.
He's driven by bloodlust and slaughter.
Would facing off against the greatest monster hunter from Caspia?
I don't even think he understands what Caspia is.
That's fair.
For us to present that, we would need to strike into the city with force. So far we haven't. We've just had skirmishes. But whenever we've assembled enough power in one area, when it looks like we're starting to make a foothold somewhere, that's when he attacks.
Is there a Nole encampment or base that is not at the cathedral, but is somewhere of value?
There are dozens of camps, but the Noles value nothing. The only place that they seem to gather and congregate is at the cathedral itself. There are many places where we can find bands of them to slaughter, but they're nomadic. They'll just as soon as live in a hovel as they will in a temple.
But they've made that their nest.
They have.
Maybe that's our
For
play.
why? I don't understand.
Maybe we go around and just keep killing the bands of Noles until he comes and finds us.
I think bringing him in for a big show would be the best way to bring him out.
Where is the cathedral?
Yeah, if we pull up our map of Drakkenheim, so you can see that on the map we have the middle ward and the temple ward. And on your map at the spot marked 11 is the Cathedral of St. Vitruvio. It is a massive structure. It is one of the buildings that you can see, like the Mage Tower, the Clock Tower, and the castle. You can see the dome of the Cathedral of St. Vitruvio from almost anywhere in the city. The cathedral's spires itself rise up hundreds of feet, and it has two very prominent landmarks that you can see throughout the city, which is both its massive dome, the top to the cathedral itself, and then also the massive bell tower that is beside it. That is a bell tower that was active. So it's not quite as tall as the clock tower itself, but it's almost and it was the active clock tower through the time that you lived in the city. You would have remembered the 7 bells of St. Vitruvio ringing basically every day.
Is it above the haze?
The bell tower itself is not quite as tall as the clock tower. The clock tower itself is over 300 feet tall, whereas the bell tower itself is not quite as high as that. In fact, the bell tower is not as tall as the top of the dome of the cathedral.
Oh, okay.
So the very top of the dome of the cathedral rises up to this little small spire. That part, the topmost chimney of that, is almost as tall as the clock tower.
So that's above the haze.
Yeah, so it's about 275 feet or some odd. And that's about the height of the bell tower as well. So it is a tall structure. The bell tower itself is not quite built into the structure of the cathedral. It is just slightly off the cathedral's main structure, and then it rises up on its own. Again, it's not as large as a building as the old clock tower, but it is still a significant one.
Okay.
Yep. And then the only other building that is in that plaza, there's a huge plaza surrounding the cathedral that is filled with public fountains. And then there was one other building that was the basically the worshippers of the sacred fire often have a sacred building of water that they use to anoint themselves. Sometimes this is built into the churches as like the first building that you walk through. But in the case of the Cathedral of St. Vitruvio, it's actually an outbuilding that is opposite on the other side of the street. And it's this massive, beautiful building opposite. But from what you seem to recall of the times that you've passed through this area, people that have come through have said that it actually might be totally destroyed, which would be tragic because it was one of the oldest buildings in Drakkenheim.
Okay, it's a little bit of ruin.
There might be a plan. It's half of a plan, but it's a plan. What if we march on the cathedral, draw the Lord of the Feast out, and then fall back to Market Square and try to lure the Lord of the Feast
Towards
Slaughterstone
the corpse collector
Square.
It's not terrible. Yeah.
Try to get them to follow us, leading the pack of Noles.
Do you think they know about it though?
Hey, if we know where to avoid. If they also avoid it, then we fight them in the open at Market Square.
We could also potentially call upon the aid of the fish people.
Yeah.
You think they'll?
The Lord Commander nods at the notion of luring Lord of the Feast out in this way. He's a hunter. He loves a chase.
We still put up a fight outside the cathedral. We start the fight there. We march on it. We attack outside the gates until he comes out. Then we start backing off.
We set up most of our forces in Market Square, watching and waiting. and then
Send
when
a
we draw them in,
handful
and
Now-
then we have the corpse collector.
It's going to be difficult
Yeah.
to move a large number of people towards Market Square or towards Slaughterstone Square without without inciting the Noles anyways will be difficult. We'll have to move them in position and use an attack on the cathedral to give ourselves the time to move into position.
So
How
that
much
almost is a
time?
distraction, and then bring them towards Market Square.
We can set up some forces at the clock tower and move them across as well.
The clock tower is right outside.
The Silver
Market
Order
Square.
still has horses.
Mm-hmm.
We could go to the Knight Commander and propose a cavalry charge through the streets to attack the cathedral directly. Draw the Lord of the Feast out into battle, and then you, with the Knight Captain, lure the Lord of the Feast towards Slaughterstone Square. We will bring nets and explosives, and we will bomb off the exit ways to Slaughterstone Square. So
Putting
block
him in
the
the-
exits
in
to the
the-
square.
You can blow things up too.
What are they called? Like the death trap, like the kill zone. We create like a kill zone where he can't escape. He
And the
can't retreat.
executioner will do half of the work for us, and then us three teleport onto one of the buildings.
I say
and
we just have
blast
to
them
make
from
sure
afar.
we just
I
don't
mean-
get caught up in the
I can
in
ride
the
a
corpse
horse.
collector.
You
I-
could ride a horse.
I could ride a horse. I lost my horse when I got here.
Is it the
Hmm.
dead horse of Drakkenheim? No, that was your.
I would have
you.
known that horse. That was a different horse, but I missed.
I can run as fast as a horse.
You're going to have to make the Lord of the Feast feel like he's on a hunt. Give him that primal chase. If you get too far ahead of him, he might give up. But if he feels like he's chasing you, if he feels like you're a worthy enough prize, it just might work.
I was gonna say we can make him feel like he wants to battle us.
I'll tie a bunch of pots and pans to myself,
I don't even think you need to, man.
No, you're hardy.
and we
funk
should
enough.
spray me with like Knoll pheromones, like.
Then you'll get all
What
the
if-
Noles after
What if
you.
we coated me with like a scent?
We can't even make it to the cathedral if you're smelling like Noel. It's.
Oh, buddy, we're
I
bringing.
think if
them
you show
in.
your strength, Pluto, as a worthy prize for the Knoll to take, he'll come after you.
I'll kill a bunch of Knolls right in front of him.
I think together, if we show we're a band that's worth killing, he'll go after us.
We
We'll
just
give
walk
him
up
a-
and we start telling him
we'll
how
give him
nobody
a-
can defeat us.
A prize that he can't refuse.
We'll just start talking about all the prizes you've killed. Trolls,
Minotaurs.
Knolls, Minotaurs.
I've killed one bridge of Minotaurs.
No, one of them got away.
Yeah,
Only one?
that's my biggest regret.
All
I've
right.
killed one less than a full.
So, once we draw him out, we're going to talk to the Knight Captain.
Mhm.
You will go forth from Temple Gate with the Silver Order, assault the cathedral directly. Once the Lord of the Feast joins the fray, lead him through the streets of Drakkenheim, through Market Square, to Slaughterstone Square. There we will trap him, and the executioner will serve his sentence.
It was all me. Came up with that all by myself. Thank you.
And I will be sneaky in the shadows.
And I get to be loud.
And if I don't get tuna,
Finally, I get to be loud.
And I get to blow things up. I think this benefits all of us.
I mean, you did come out. I just pointed at it. But I'm glad you put it together.
You pointed at Market Square, and the rest of it fell into place in
Like
my head.
I
and
think this
that's
is
all I needed.
This is too funny.
when are we doing this?
When the clock tower reaches,
I'm wondering,
Pandemonium.
how far away is Emberwood Village?
Only a few miles. You could travel back.
think we need to maybe do
need
some
a few days.
shopping.
What kind of supplies do you need?
Do you have potions?
We have a few. Sebastian's probably been able to make a couple as well.
I can make us a few.
Just wondering if Aldor has anything that's worth checking out.
Yeah, we haven't spoken to Aldor in a while. I
also have a lot of gold
I
sitting
got
in my
15
pouch right
hundos.
now. That I'm like, what can we buy to
Plus, we
prepare
have
for
a bunch of
this?
stuff that we need to pawn off. Like we could, it wouldn't hurt. I'm Veo, I'm feeling those vibes. We could use, especially fighting what I assume is a very dangerous opponent,
Probably.
He had some
with
magic
another
items, right?
very dangerous opponent. Like there's a couple of wild cards that
Well,
were.
yeah, we're leading a wild card into another wild card and hoping that they destroy each other.
Like they could team up and just fight us. We don't know that.
That would be bad.
So let's
That
be
would be
ready.
the worst outcome.
Let's be-
Guys, I was flipping through my mother's spell book. You know when you like tuck things somewhere and then like years later you find them?
Yes.
Yeah, it turns out I have 3 scrolls tucked in the back of this book that I forgot about.
Wow.
So if we need a lightning bolt, greater invisibility,
Oh,
or a gaseous form.
I have a potion of invisibility.
Wow.
I do that with snacks a lot, actually. I tuck them away in places I find them years later. Sometimes I eat them. I have a stomach of steel.
I feel like, yeah, I was about to say, like, I think you have the best stomach to handle the snacks you find several years later.
What if we lead him into Slaughterstone Square and then I'll turn invisible and disappear?
It's hilarious.
That is hilarious.
I mean, I can turn invisible because I have a potion. You can turn invisible.
I have greater invisibility potion or scroll.
What does that do?
Multiple? No.
Greater invisibility doesn't break when you attack or cast a spell.
Right. But
Mine
is it still just
does.
on me?
You can use the scroll's magic on anybody,
There you
any
go.
one person.
I think it would go really well with
Arc
Veo.
one. Oh, I already have one of invisibility,
But not greater.
but not greater.
And then you could just keep shooting people for tons of damage and all the advantage. And they don't know where the arrows are coming from.
That's really scary for them. So I could be invisible in shadows and light.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So we might be able to turn you into an invisible killing machine just for backup to the executioner. And then I will teleport with you can climb really well.
Yes.
So I can or you can use your teleportation to get us somewhere safe.
Mhm.
Then I can climb up.
But I kind of want to murder him with my hands.
Then do it.
Well, why are we bringing him into Slaughterstone Square if you want to murder him with your hands?
I feel like we can kill both of them. I'm kind of getting greedy right now. I want to kill both of them.
We never know where we need the executioner.
If I
Like times like these.
You know
I need
what,
to kill
Pluto
others.
Jackson?
I want to kill a whole Slaughterstone full of monsters. That's my new goal.
Pluto,
Aim high.
I think you go for it.
Thank you.
Please don't kill yourself.
I have a potion of heroism. That's all I need.
Oh, do you?
So you'll feel heroic when you do it. No, I can get you out. I can get you out.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen?
There it is. That's what I was waiting for.
Nothing bad will come of you fighting both of them in Slaughterstone Square while me and Veo hide.
Yeah, we have an old Caspian saying. Chaos comes in threes.
Guess, so is that why?
It's
Always.
us, and then when it's me and them, like if it was just me and him, it would be bad.
Nope.
But if there's 3 of us, it's a
Creme
good.
brulee. You
Shall
know.
I call for the night, Captain?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got like 48% of a plan now.
Very well. We can probably have him here for the afternoon. Is there anything that you 3 would like to do in the meantime?
What time is it now?
Still early in the day.
How many potions can I brew?
1. You can work on 1 for the rest of the day.
Could we do? Could we call Aldor?
Can we do you said it was a couple miles, right?
Yeah. If you would like to arrange a meeting with... If you'd like to get this in order later, you could ask the Lord Commander to delay the meeting so that you can go back to Emberwood Village and do any shopping, or if there's any other supplies or things that you think you might want.
I think it'd be good to see what magic items he might still have potentially. 'Cause
Yeah,
still
he
had a
might have
couple,
found some
right?
new bodies and
Well,
took back
And he
his
had
stuff.
something that you wanted, Sebastian, correct?
I don't even remember.
I bought my bracers from him, but
I mean, I recently got a Pearl of Power,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. It's this delirium orb, makes me more magical.
so magic.
So I don't know what else I could buy from him.
Easy. It's worth a trip. Do you want to make the potion while we take a trip?
No, I want to come along.
Oh, that's hard.
That's where I live. I want to
Visit
see
your dad.
I want to see my pa.
All right. Well, we can say hi to your dad just in case we die in this whole endeavor.
That's
What?
fine.
The logical, it makes sense, but it's like, I need you to get your focus.
In case we die, I should say bye to my dad. See how.
How does that make you feel?
I mean, this will be like what, the third or fourth time I say bye to my dad, and I'm like, Dad, I'm going back into the city. You might not see me again. I feel like I've said
He's
that
kind
to
of
him.
bored of it now. He's like, come on, you're just being dramatic.
Okay. So you would like to arrange at least a day for you to go back to Emberwood Village before the
Plan. Yeah.
before you set a meeting with the night captain and put the plan in action.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that, you are able to set out pack up your things and set out for Emberwood Village again. With the routes clear through the outskirts of the city, to get to the outskirts of the city, but with the chaos around the spokes, it's a bit of a longer journey than normal to get to Emberwood Village because there's too much fighting that's occurring in the sprawl to make it to Styx's Ferry. If you do want to risk that journey, you certainly can, but there's a lot more danger in that area right now.
I'll go with the long way.
Okay.
Yeah. As long as we get back in time.
The Silver Order has set up another ferry of their own across the river further down, so it's outside the city.
Putting him out of business.
Poor Styx.
No, these are inner city ferry,
Oh,
but it's too dangerous.
The
right
reason
now.
being is that the Silver Order has taken up has contacts with the clergy in the chapel in Emberwood Village, and they've also been using that as a staging point as well. So they've been traveling back and forth to there, and instead of going through the city, they use that route instead. As you come into Emberwood Village, it takes the bulk of the day, so you arrive in Emberwood Village later in the evening. And as the sun is going down, you can see that there is another group of pilgrims of the Falling Fire that are making their way in towards the city. And as you look over the group of people, there's a larger number of locals in the group. And you can see that the folks from the Bark and Buzzard Tavern have closed the tavern, and they are going with the people of the Falling Fire into the city.
Who's gonna serve me beer?
Are you guys sure your heart is in the right place?
You guys closing down the shop?
They turn to you and they say, "Times are changing, friend. And the word of Lucretia Matthias, she speaks the truth of the flame. It's our purpose to go and help her."
Thought you had a pretty good purpose before, but okay.
You kept me fed.
Yeah.
Maybe we can show you a different light.
Are you sure you're okay jamming rocks in your chest?
Like literally into your heart.
They look at you very confused, and the preacher that is leading them says, "You know nothing of their destiny ahead of them. Don't cloud their thoughts with your deceptions."
Do you have a gem in your heart?
"The falling fire burns within my heart indeed."
Can you show them that your heart is burning?
Literally.
He says, "It is not yet for them to know what comes beyond." Silence. Get away from my flock.
Who has the book? Do you have the book?
I have the book.
We've read the book.
Yeah, read it.
We're pretty up to date on the current customs. And who are the two owners of the Bark and Buzzard?
The
wanna address
family
them.
that runs the Bark and Buzzard. Oh my god, I gotta get their names. Even
Karen
happen.
and
Yeah.
I have Karen and
Karen and I believe it's Karen and Holger.
Holger.
Karen Holger, just want to be fully transparent. He's gonna eventually have you walk through a misty forest or misty city
Poisonous.
full of
Poisonous.
poison and danger, and you had to jam a rock of delirium into your chest. So full disclosure, that's what's ahead of you. Or you can serve us drinks.
We made that journey. It
Make a
sucked.
persuasion check, Pluto.
Persuade them, please.
8.
The preacher responds, "There will be many trials ahead for you. The road ahead is difficult, but the flame will preserve you through faith."
Well, just know that if it seems too tough, you can always come back here because we love you just the way you are.
We loved you before you put rocks in your chest.
You
We
don't
had
need-
faith in you this whole time.
Here, try it out now. And I'm gonna pick up a rock and be like, just try putting this in your chest, just as a trial thing.
Don't. What if they do?
Well, then they'll know what they're ready for. It's just that delirium is a lot more volatile than a piece of stone.
The preacher slaps your hand
Hey.
and he says, "You make a mockery of our faith."
You have done that yourself.
I do, good sir. I do. And back in Caspia, we are informed when we make our decisions, and the truth sets us free. You have not been truthful with your followers. If they were true followers, you would tell them what they are in store for so that they may prepare. You are misleading your followers. I've read your book. I'm informed. I've done the trial. And sometimes you guys feel like charlatans.
The preacher turns from you and he says, "See how darkness corrupts even heroes. See how lies and deceit and those that would turn you against your faith take even the guise of the valiant. An age of heroes is coming, but these are deceivers. Listen not to them." And he opens up his book and begins reading Psalms from it at as loud as his voice can go, and he cries out, "Come, those of you that have faith in destiny, follow forward. Those of you that will be cowardly, those of you that will allow yourselves to be deceived, you may stay here with this filth." And he begins walking forward.
And as he goes, I try to stealthily snap my fingers and torch his robe with prestidigitation.
Okay, what's your spell save DC?
11.
He successfully saves.
Okay.
The brush of flame comes up the bit of his robes, and he pushes it away as it ignites, and he says, "Enough of your tricks. Let us pass in peace."
I didn't do nothing.
They're gonna blame me for that. We're in Emberwood Village. If things get set on fire, I get blamed.
Listen me.
Come on, Sebastian. Let's not light everything on fire.
Oh my gosh!
I tried.
I was gonna say God.
Listen.
Karen.
I am a hero. I've done so many hero things. He's
they've
telling
walked
me
on
I'm
to-
not a
Okay.
hero.
Yeah,
I'm
don't-
mad about it.
So no one
Welcome-
was.
Welcome to the world of being us, where everybody yells at us.
A few people stop and look back as they walk forward, but the group moves on.
Hey, you know what? I said my piece.
I did.
I got off
my
what I
piece.
wanted to. I got it off my chest,
Ha,
and I'll continue.
guys, there's no point.
There is a point. They're up to something.
Yeah, obviously. What? But what are we gonna do right now?
We're gonna. I don't know.
We're gonna
If
party.
we even if
and
we
I
look
do
at it from a
sparks out of
greedy
my
point of
hands.
view, maybe we want that delirium not in people's chests but in our pockets.
What?
Well, yeah. I mean, those were our old friends though, and they didn't listen to us.
But I don't know if we were very
Well,
convincing.
Are they really our friends if they're not gonna
I
listen to
bought
us?
alcohol from them for years.
They probably are just like,
And by years, I mean actually not, because I was too young. But I went in there for food sometimes.
yeah.
I just think we got it. We may have to revisit the followers of the flame.
Yeah, they're gaining traction, and it's freaking me out a bit.
And like, what if they're making glass people or something?
I don't know what they're doing.
Like that's what the stuff in the chest does.
Hmm.
Like, what if that's how they convert people and they want to destroy it all? Or they want to keep it all? It's scary, man.
Just mark that down under problems in Drakkenheim.
Yeah, I was
Add it to
gonna
the
say,
list.
Add it to
the
our
list.
list.
Jeez, it's right underneath like the clockwork people. What to do with the rat prince?
We came here
Oh,
to
man.
shop.
Yeah, we're here for shopping. This is a fun day. This is a treat yourself day.
Yeah, so let's stop worrying about the fact that several of our friends.
Listen,
Or
as long as your
acquaintances
family
just
doesn't
wandered off.
go, then that's fine.
Yeah,
Following
I need to talk to my family and
semi-cult.
make sure that they're not joining the cult.
Where would you like to go first?
Aldor.
Home.
I need to make sure my family's okay. Where do you want to go? Aldo.
Shopping.
I need to know.
I'm going to my
Okay.
my new home.
Okay.
Let's-
Breakfast first.
It's like nighttime.
Is it?
Is it?
What time is it?
It's the evening now. Yep.
Oh,
Breakfast for dinner?
breakfast, lunch, and dinner at your parents' house.
Yeah, because we missed a few meals.
Well, I had some rations. I eat all the time. Let's be honest.
You've been
It's
snacking
constant
for a while.
snacking, but
The whole way.
a meal would be nice, and I can make it taste really good now. I mean, it would taste good before, but
You're digging a hole, Theo.
I can do magic now.
Yeah,
You
you,
know
need to
what?
be more careful with that.
Sorry. So where are you guys gonna go
let's
first?
go to
To
We're
his
let's go
going,
to
parents'
we're going
house.
to the
Sebastian's
Crow.
house, the Crow
house.
family,
Yep.
and we'll find out where Aldor is and if he's in town, and we can visit him in
Yeah.
the morning.
Just blame it on it's new for me.
Hmm.
You arrive at the Crow family's house and are welcomed warmly by Tobias, Moira, Peter, Emma, and Sybil, who are very excited and relieved to see you all. And Moira is a little flustered because she wasn't expecting you, but she manages to pull some more food out and put on some extras as well. She's bubbling a big pot of mutton stew. So she throws in a few more potatoes and carrots and an extra hock of meat, and sends Peter out down the street and says, "Go get an extra hock of lamb and bring it back." And they make a lovely dinner for you all to enjoy. And Tobias Crow is very pleased to see that you're not dead.
Hey, I'm not dead.
Yep.
I also had a bath
Yeah.
about a week ago.
Look, Dad, I'm not dead.
Mm-hmm.
Exciting.
This food tastes very good.
How have you guys been? You
Overcompensate.
you had any issues with the what are they called? The followers of the falling fire?
Yeah, what's the word
cults.
around town? We've seen some businesses closing. We saw locals leaving.
Well, the Reeve of Emerwood Village, Costa Stavros, he converted. And at the chapel of St. Ardena, there's been a row between two of the flame keepers because one of them is also converting as well. They're all having arguments in the streets about it, and everyone in the village is trying to say what's what and what's not.
I
There
don't.
was even an argument. There were two of those paladins from the Silver Order. Earlier this week, there were a few of them that were in the Bark and Buzzard. I was having a beer, and two of them got into an argument with each other over the whole thing. And one of them stormed off with a bunch of the followers of the Falling Fire, saying that the Silver Order, that the Hierarch didn't know what they were talking about anymore.
Well, this is probably happening more and more than we're hearing.
Yeah. There's all sorts of word now. Back in Illyria, they're calling in all the Flamekeepers, and they're going to have a diet to decide what to do about Lucretia Matthias. Whether to... She's already been excommunicated, but everyone's all arguing about what's going to be going on with this meeting that's going to be happening there. Word is the Silver Order isn't here for what they say they are. They're here to kill Lucretia Matthias.
I don't really see that as a huge negative. I'm just throwing that out there. That takes care of some problems.
That actually would free up a big chunk of our list.
Not
Yeah.
really. It would probably
They're going to ask us to help.
make
aren't
her a
they?
martyr about it, right? That's the problem. Is you don't want to
Exactly,
get people
Vale.
excited.
Oh.
There's
Yeah,
a lot
'cause,
of them.
Darn it.
People all over are saying that these followers of the Falling Fire, there's a lot of them all across the rest of the country and more. It's not just the ones that are coming to Drakkenheim. They're the ones that are the most faithful, but everywhere else, people like what they hear from her.
Dad,
People-
you got to keep our family safe. We made the trip to meet Lucretia, and it got weirder than what you've heard.
Like it's
Like
weird.
it's
man.
weird. Like it's dangerous. It's a problem, and I need you to promise me that you're not going that way, and that you're going to make sure this family.
I've heard all sorts of things about them saying that the delirium is some sort of sacred coal, that they breathe it in, that they stab themselves with it. That rumor, it's all over. People know about it.
It's not
The
a
people that
rumor.
go up, they know that that's what's coming. They think it's going to save them.
It's going to poison them. It's what it's going to do, and we've seen what happens.
But that's what everyone else is saying back to them. They're tired of being called crazy. Every time you call them crazy, they think that they believe it even more.
We have.
They
to
think
show
the
them.
world is against them. And for them, it's just more proof that times are changing.
Vale, you're right. We can't kill her.
No.
We have to pull the curtain back and show everyone who she really is. Because once we destroy her reputation and destroy everything that she stands for,
Mhm.
then she can disappear or die.
That
But
and show what delirium really is, right? They think it's some healing stone. It's not. It's
we've seen what it does to the queen. We've
Yeah.
seen what it does to people.
Would
We need to bring these people. We need to show them
the queen?
that could work. Because the queen stands for everything that was Drakkenheim. Could we show the people the queen? And show them what actually happens when someone is exposed to
What's this
delirium?
about the queen?
The queen of
Thieves.
of our hearts.
nothing.
Of a deck of cards. We're just talking about
Yeah.
a gambling. We're like gambling. Your son's into gambling. He has a gambling problem.
Gambling problem.
You've been going off and gambling, and then those dens run by that queen of thieves.
Yeah, she's
Yep.
terrible. We met her.
But
Not
she's
nice.
also kind of
But got very useful information.
Maybe a spot of the old religion might do you a bit of good, boy.
Oh, I tried.
Mm.
Then they wanted me to jam rocks in my
That
chest,
was
and I
really
said no.
close. I kind of brought him back from that.
Yeah,
You're
I
lucky,
was-
Papa Carrot Top.
I was
saved
this
him.
close to jamming rocks in my chest.
This
Yeah.
food is actually super delicious.
So
so good.
So good.
So good.
But you're going back into that city again, aren't you?
Have to.
Yep.
Listen, you know those Noles?
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna take care of them.
We're gonna fight the biggest one.
Can't believe it. Y'all are making a difference, aren't you?
We try.
We're doing our best.
This
If we-
armor really helps.
Yeah.
Honestly, thank you.
not everybody sees it that way, though. Unfortunately, we're kind of fighting against the tides, and hopefully, eventually, people will see all the great work that we're doing for this city.
I think they will. The truth has a way of getting out.
Oh God.
Or maybe they'll just, they'll just hate us. It's fine. It happens. We can be the villains if people want to see us that way, but we'll do what we think is right.
And with that, the rest of the evening passes with good food, some mead.
I may
And
happen
more
to
stories.
prestidigitate it like fish flavor as I go, but try to do it under the table.
Impressing the children with some magic.
Sparks!
And in the morning, you set off
Well, we go to Aldor.
for Aldor.
Yes.
Aldor.
I described to the children how you murder a mage.
They're very fascinated by it.
What's
Poor
our
Sebastian.
coolest story to tell the kids? What
Oh,
if-
the Minotaurs.
No,
the
the
Minotaurs.
Temple Gate. The Battle of
Oh.
Temple Gate.
yeah, where
guess.
we
They hang on to every word
Yeah.
as you recall
Being
the
a
tale of the
cat.
battle.
being a
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the
Mhm.
cat. Yes, I got
Fighting
turned into a cat.
A group of hags.
becoming a giant ape.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
It's, and as you tell the story, I hope you don't tear that Lord of the Feast to pieces. I hear his hide is pure white. Would make a very nice cloak.
I would like to wear it.
Ears perk up.
Do you do leather work as well?
No, but I got some friends.
I will bring you back the hide of the Lord of the Feast for you to make a cloak out of. I don't know which one of us will wear the cloak.
I want to wear fur on my fur.
It's like a hat on a hat.
Yes.
Roll into it.
They say
You're like,
fur.
is that a white cat?
They say fur is murder, and this proves it.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Cool. So in the morning, you depart and say another goodbye. Your father always gives you a little bit of a longer hug than is comfortable, Sebastian, and pushes you away and says, "Come back alive."
Always do. So far.
And with that, you head to Aldor's encampment, which, coming back this time, you can see that he's got quite a lot more heavily armed guards this time. And they've kind of put a little bit of a palisade around his campment. But as you come into the camp, you can see he is sitting in front of the big fire that they have, knocking back a big, meaty piece of ham still on the bone, with there's a plate in front of him with like a pile of eggs and a mug that is overflowing with coffee. And he swigs it back, takes a smoke of his cigar, takes a bite of the ham, and says, "Ah, business. The only thing I like better than the smell of food.
Really? I thought food would have been top of the list, Aldor.
Business, coin, brings the next meal, doesn't it?"
We're all laughing.
So, what can I do for you today?
Well, we have some things to sell and some, hopefully, things to buy.
You acquired any more interesting items?
Yes, well, the Mages Guild has been in the area a bit more recently. I've been able to make some nice purchases that I have been thinking I might be able to turn the savings around to you.
You always think of us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I hope you do always think of us. Are we your best customers? We have to be your best customers.
Because we're still alive. It's like got to be like a huge thing.
Well, that Jupiter Jones has been through a few times.
Where
but
is Jupiter Jones? When was the last time you saw him?
a few days ago, he's been apparently exploring the north end of the city with all the chaos up in the south.
Uh-oh.
That's not good, right?
Well, that's the North Castle and where the castle is.
We need to find him. What if he has a badge?
We have no idea what Jupiter's even up to. Do we? What?
If I know him,
Add him to the list.
Jupiter Jones, where are you?
if I know
Question
him, I hate him. That is all. But we've saved each other's lives, so we're like,
I think we have like
I have a few things available, though, that you might be interested in. I have acquired a rather lovely piece. Several arrows imbued with magic.
Dips.
Some weaponry, potions,
Hmm?
as well as some other trinkets. What are you looking for?
I mean, definitely magic arrows. I'd be really interested in magic arrows.
Cool. He has a selection of magical arrows. They're +1 arrows, and he's selling them for 50 gold pieces apiece.
What kind of magic arrows is your selection? Or just
There are
magic
various
arrows?
designs, but
Okay.
they all amount to +1 arrows.
How many does he have?
He has 20.
Okay. Let me do some math. Do you guys want to?
He also says, I've also acquired a bit of a restricted item. It's a hot piece. Literally.
I was going to say physically hot.
oh,
This was the wand of a mage known as Ignatius. And it contains the magic of the fireball spell.
I already have that, but
I do, but casting it from a wand means I don't use a spell slot.
true. How much?
5,000 gold pieces.
How much can we get for? I have 3 turquoise animal figures.
I'll give you 250 gold pieces for them.
So yeah.
yeah, I just
I
collected
don't
all.
think you argue with Aldor. I mean, he's our best person to buy
me see what I can
stuff we
You're a
find.
great
I've
fence.
also acquired some very useful potions for the explorer. I have one of each available. Potions that will protect you from fire, poison, frost, and even electricity and the touch of the dead. I have one of each available for 250 per piece.
The poison might actually come in handy, because I don't know about the
Constitution.
Lord of the Feast, but I would.
I would bank on him.
Consider it. If you're worried about death as well, I have
Always?
this relic. He gestures to it. It was a chain that was worn by a rather paranoid flamekeeper. It is a periapt of wound closure. Whoever wears it, you automatically succeed death saving throws.
Oh, well, who's had the most?
And that is 750 gold pieces.
750 for the death.
Pluto, you're about to go toe to toe with an executioner and a
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
Lord of the
actually.
Feast. Just gonna throw that out there. You mentioned weapons though as well.
Indeed, I have available a halberd that has been fashioned by the mages of the Amethyst Academy, as well as a longbow.
Wait, what? A longbow?
Indeed.
What does it do?
It has been imbued with the magic of the Academy. It is made of a wood known as sapient pearwood. Very valuable indeed. I could only part with it for 2,000 gold pieces. The halberd stock is made of the same material and shot through with mithril. The price is the same.
Veo, do you want a wicked longbow?
I mean, I would love a wicked longbow.
I'll chip in for your longbow.
Absolutely.
I actually think I might have enough, but I was hoping to get some magical arrows as well. But I have 2.
Veo, if there's one thing I've learned, it's that I want you to do more damage.
We also have 5 pearls with a turtle shell casing.
100 gold pieces each.
That's 500. Doing my maths.
Honestly,
Going
spend
on
all that
this.
money on arrows and the bow.
The halberd doesn't really interest me.
I mean, I'm not going to use it. I can't even lift the thing.
How about soft drinks? Soda yums. How many do we have of those? They're delicious.
Let me try one.
Oh, Eldor, here you go. This one is
Give him a free
yeah,
test. Yeah.
one free grape.
He drinks it. This is incredible.
Would you like to buy my stock of now
Where
9?
did you find this beverage?
I invented them.
You did.
Sure.
And we're gonna make.
Do you have a distributor?
No,
Okay,
are you
see,
interested?
Are
Now
you?
we're talking. We have a Meefit that produces them on the regular for zero. He'll just do it.
Yeah, he's just down
He's
there
just
making
doing it.
more of
He's
these.
just down there making.
Well,
it.
the Bark and Buzzard has been closed. I wonder if we could set up shop.
You move into the Bark and Buzzard. Those guys are gone. Like, I mean gone. They're not
Tried
coming
to
back.
They have delirium already in their chest. They're dead.
You open up the Bark and Buzzard. Call it the Sodium Shop. And we start selling this stuff.
It's good for kids of all ages.
Everybody.
Well, of course, I'm not sure the Bark and Buzzard and this place is a very good venue for such a business anymore. Seems that more and more people are packing things up and moving back into the city.
I mean, it's true.
Then maybe we'll just open the Sodium Shop when Drakkenheim is reclaimed.
Or we could do it like near the paladin.
I'm intrigued. Let's talk in the future.
Okay.
Yes, cool. I would like to buy the bow.
Well, you must have some coin weighing you down, darling. I'd be happy to ease that burden for you.
Are you good on cash flow?
Yeah.
If you sell the pearls and the statues, will that cover the bow and the arrows?
That will cover the bow and 4 arrows.
How many more arrows do you want?
Let's just clean them
He
out.
has 20.
Let's clean them out.
It would be 1,000 for all the arrows.
I'm gonna take the wound closing one because that seems important.
How much
Okay.
is that?
750,
Okay.
and then Veo, I'm gonna just give you another 400, which is enough to cover 20 arrows, right?
Wait, no, that's 8 arrows.
Or
But
the
that-
50 each, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'll give you another 400 for at least 8 arrows.
Yeah, so you
Yeah,
get 8
okay.
more on top of the ones you got.
Cool.
I'm going to spend 250 on the potion of poison resistance.
Okay.
And I will also give... How many arrows?
He also has potions of greater healing available for 100 gold pieces each.
I have 9
There-
gold.
I'll buy 2 of those. So that's 200
Because I still
more.
have the ointment, so I should be fine there, and we can at least use that for everyone, especially if we get like poison. Sorry, cure any diseases and poison. So I don't need the poison potion. What is the bow?
The bow, he produces it out for you. It is a beautifully engraved bow made of this gorgeous white wood, wrapped with a soft leather grip, and the string is this silvery looking material. And as you turn it around, though, you can see that around the grip are several glass beads that have very small pieces of delirium in them.
Oh. Wow. What is it in terms of?
It is a +1 bow. And he says, I bought it from the academy. They didn't give it a name yet. Perhaps one day it will earn one from you.
Ooh, I get to name a bow. Cat scratch. No, that's not it. Moonbeam. No, that's not it.
It'll come to you.
I picture.
I was very impressed. The halberd is the same. They have taken these small pieces of delirium and infused them into the weapon. It secures the magical energies. Very fascinating.
More damage.
Aldor, I do appreciate the halberd. I just one-handed weapons are my specialty.
Perhaps in time.
Perhaps in time. But I will take 3 greater healing potions.
Certainly.
Were they greater or superior? Greater.
They're greater.
Gracias.
Do you want any more arrows?
Gracias.
I have some money.
Did we clean him out with
I
arrows
have
yet?
14. I think he has.
20. So he has 6 left. 300 gold.
That's 300.
I had 2 and I have 14, so we took 12. So he has 8 left. Which would be
400 gold.
Yep.
I'll give you 400 gold so that you can buy them out.
Yeah, I got
Alrighty.
it. And I gave you 400, so that was...
So much magic. Thanks,
This is good.
guys.
No,
Appreciate it.
we're gonna... You're...
It's
You're
just great
gonna
when
kill
we're fighting
the.
something that doesn't.
You're gonna kill the Lord of the Feast.
When stuff has magic, like when
You're
stuff
gonna kill the Lord of the Feast.
I'm gonna so stab that thing.
Do you want to make a bet?
You know what? You are the Slayer of the Manticore, technically.
That's true. With your help. That was like a team effort. We should team effort killing the
We're
Lord
gonna
of the
team
Feast.
effort. Pluto has learned that to kill a bridge of trolls or minotaurs, sometimes you need your friends. Sometimes many hands make light work.
Nice.
We're gonna kill a lot of things.
You're gonna kill so many things.
They're gonna die by all sorts of fire and sword and arrow.
I think I'm ready.
Alrighty.
I am ready.
Good luck. I would hate to have to buy these back from someone who pawned them off your corpses.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate.
Lord.
But we will see you again, and maybe you should think about a discount next time for your best customers.
Friends and family.
I swear to you on my life that I would not give my own mother a better price
Yeah,
than
you
what
say
I
that
give
every
you.
time. Do you have that written down? Is that like your go-to phrase?
Is that your
or-
mantra? Is that your no, you should, you know what? Give him another sodium.
Here's an orange one for the road.
Thank you.
He's such a good guy.
And I think that that's where we're going to take our break.
Before we delve into the ruins again, a big thank you to Axe and Shield for providing us with the awesome gaming accessories. We will probably see the initiative tracker coming up, but he also has a lot of other really cool items, so check out Axe and Shield.
Also, a big thank you to Tabletop Audio. As always, they provide our ambient sound. It really sets the tone. You can use it at home for your home games. Check it out at tabletopaudio.com. It's all free.
And finally, thanks to 100 Years Bore for the amazing voiceover narration in our introduction video. Check them out streaming here on Twitch. Also, of course, today is our first announcement of our swag store on Teespring. So teespring.com/stores/dungeon dudes. Check out all the new designs. Some of you may have seen already of us wearing on the stream. Others are new, kind of like the Veo one I'm wearing today. And we would love to see any pictures. If you do an order, send us some photos to @dungeon_dudes.
And if you're enjoying the stream and want to help support our work, you can follow us on our Patreon. And you can find that at patreon.com/dungeon_dudes or follow the links down below. And if you do join us on Patreon, you also get access to our Discord, which is a place where you can come and chat with all of us about all things D&D related or just life related. We have lots of conversations about current TV shows and movies and life, but also a lot of D&D related stuff, and you can talk to us about Drakkenheim and all that cool stuff too.
Tonight's episode of Dungeons & Drakkenheim has been sponsored by 1985 Games and their fantastic new Dungeon Craft Kickstarter. They are kickstarting their book that has over 1,000 full-color 2D terrain pieces for you to use in Dungeons & Dragons and tabletop role-playing games. It's super portable and affordable full-color art terrain, which is a perfect way to bring your battle map to life, especially if you're a dungeon master on the go or a dungeon master on a budget. So check out their Kickstarter. Right now, it's super live. We'll have links down below. Check that out. And thank you so much to our friends over there. They got a really awesome set of terrain. We got to check out actually one of their books. They sent it to us before and flipping through it.
I've used it a few times at my
Yeah.
table. It's just a good thing to pull out and be like, what do I need today? And then you flip to the page and there you go.
We love using terrain in our games, and we use a lot of 3D terrain, but it's really hard to understate how useful portable 2D terrain can actually be, especially if you're someone that runs Adventures League in stores, or you just don't have a permanent game setup at all. But even then, that they have so much in that book. There's things that you would just never find in actual terrain unless you made it yourself.
Yeah.
With that, let's return to the ruins. Our heroes, after venturing to Emberwood Village for a pit stop to visit their friends, family, and vendors, have now returned back to the barracks of the Hooded Lanterns, where they are to meet with Lord Commander Elias Drexel and Knight Captain Theodore Marshall for the assault on the Cathedral of St. Truvia. In the Lord Commander's planning room, you've gathered with Petra, Ansem, Virgil, the Flamekeeper Ophelia Reed, and several of the other captains and commanders and lieutenants of the two factions to discuss the upcoming plan. The Lord Commander defers to you. He says, "We've been fighting now for over a week in the city. It's time for something to change. We have to move forward to our final goal, at least for this phase. We're going to retake the cathedral. We're going to have a place in the middle of the city. We're going to change things, and we've done it by working together. And now we're going to work together again. What's the plan?"
So, do we have a map?
Yep.
All right. I'm pointing at the map because I'm super serious about this. I lean over the table and look at everybody in the eyes. So here's the plan, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to move down this street that I'm pointing at right now.
Temple Road.
Temple Road, that's the one. We're going to move
Serious,
down
everyone.
Temple Road. We are going to stage an attack at the gates of the cathedral. But while we do that, a larger force is going to move into Market Square and get in position near Slaughterstone Square. See, the attack against the cathedral is a diversion that's going to draw out the Lord of the Feast. We're going to take a select group of skilled individuals to aid us in this attack, and then we will pull the Lord of the Feast back into Slaughterstone Square, where we will blow up all the exits, trapping him in there with the executioner. At that point, the three of us will get out and attack him from afar, except Pluto, who will stay in Slaughterstone Square, and I'll let Pluto go from here.
I'm gonna kill him.
Now, if you don't mind me asking, what do y'all plan on doing about that crazy machine that you got living in the middle of Slaughterstone Square after this is all over?
Oh, that's the wild card.
We're gonna leave it there.
And the hope is that the in my head, and this is important, that the Lord of the Feast and the Slaughterstone Golem thing kill each other at the same time, and they fall to their deaths, and I stand victorious on both of their bodies, claiming victory in Drakkenheim. And I don't see it pretty much going any other way.
Well, I mean, if the Lord of the Feast kills the thing, then great, then we'll just kill him. But if not, we will leave the scary corpse collector for other times that we could use him.
Yeah, because I'm confident, and he might just be more interested in corpses than us.
Well, he chased us last time.
I think that might
we're-
be because there wasn't enough corpses.
We're kind of
And now you know it doesn't leave the square?
It doesn't.
We ran away from it, and we stopped just outside the square, and so did it.
So
From our one test, we know it will never leave the square ever.
the Lord Commander speaks. We're going to see what we can do about gathering as much debris, explosives, whatever we can muster, netting, to just cut off any routes of escape. Of course, it's still possible that they might go into the buildings or anything else like that. So we're going to need to draw him right into the center of the square, and hopefully the executioner can make short work of the Lord of the Feast.
Hopefully. I've heard some pretty nasty things about Lord of the Feast, and I know that the Corpse Collector is nasty, so we'll do our best.
The enemy of our enemy is our friend,
Our frenemy.
and the executioner is everybody's enemy. And the Lord of the Feast is also our enemy, so they will attack each other and will be small and not important to it.
But then the plan is for you three, says the Knight Captain, for you three to be the bait.
Yes.
Yeah.
I see. Well, I'll get you my 3 fast horses.
Thank
How do you ride a horse?
How about
Are you kidding me, boy?
he can ride on my horse?
You can ride on my horse. You can ride on Veo's horse.
Yeah.
I got fast horses, but it would probably be best then if the two of you rode together, and you,
I'm lighter than
Bluto Jackson, rode on your own.
I never took horse riding lessons. I was hauled off to school before I got a chance to.
All right, so I'm going to get together some of my knights, and we'll ride out from Temple Gate along Temple Road towards the Cathedral Square. And the plan then is to cause a big old ruckus.
Right outside the cathedral.
not in it.
And then as soon as the Lord of the Feast appears, we lure him in to Slaughterstone Square.
Mm-hmm.
And while we're creating this distraction, it'll give you guys time to move your forces into Slaughterstone Square to prepare the explosives, the traps, and be ready to take out the surrounding Noles to cut off their escape.
We're kind of the bait twice here. We're the bait first to draw all the Noles to the cathedral so that they're not in your way. Then we draw the Lord of the Feast back to where you guys are. So it's a double.
All right.
Whoosh.
So we need to cause a bit of a ruckus, but just the right amount of ruckus is what I'm hearing.
We're going to cause as big of a ruckus as we can outside the cathedral to draw all the Noles towards us.
But we ain't going in.
going in.
To draw the Lord of the Feast to us. Because once the Lord of the Feast is there,
The Noles will go crazy.
bam.
Burn our way.
So wherever he is, if he's in the cathedral, if he's in the city, as soon as he shows up, the plan is to run.
Yes.
And get to the but
To make the
but,
chase.
Yeah, we want to make it tempting.
Yeah, we gotta tempt him.
We got to tempt them.
We'll be laying down some basic fire on them. Literally. Well, we draw him towards. So we're always going to try
So
to
you're
stay.
going to get him nice and angry.
Yes.
Because he's fast.
Is he faster than a horse?
Is he faster than a cat?
He's run down some folks on the horses.
That's not great to hear.
He's
right
got
now.
a real nasty beastie with him, too. He's got a pet of his own.
So what I'm hearing is we don't need to actually stall. We can just run full speed.
We should probably run.
Are you saying that we should go as fast as possible?
Ophelia Reed speaks up. I hope that you're going to be able to. From what I can tell, the Lord of the Feast has been blessed by that. Well, there's a dark power that the Noles swear to, and it has sent him a terrible gift. It's a great beast known as the Shuva. It's a massive wolf with the tail of a scorpion.
Why
This
is
was
coming
not
up
even.
now?
It never even came up once in
A dark power has blessed him?
Scorpion
What?
Tails.
It has a scary name.
We've only just started to get a sense of it because we've had people survive coming into battle with him. And until now, none of them were able to really describe what it is that they were seeing.
Oh, good.
But once I listened to them and meditated and thought on what I've been told, there's many dark and terrible powers that haunt the nights, demons and lords of darkness that bestow all manner of blessings on those that worship them. And this creature, this Shuva, well, the Lord of the Feast has grown fat and big, and whatever power they pray to is impressed with him and has sent him one of these creatures from beyond.
Well, that same dark power has blessed me too, and I have my own beast.
Are you saying you're blessed by some kind of demon?
He didn't mean to say that, but it's exactly what he kind of just said.
That's not false. do I leave that part out? Like, is that a no-go?
You know what? Maybe in front of the priest lady.
We're gonna handle this with our light and holy power, Mrs. Flamekeeper. I don't want to fight this thing anymore, man. I don't
She
know.
spritzes you with holy water, and you like.
I have an equally impressive beast made of lights.
You mean the dark crow? That
And I like shove.
What
my
about
crow.
what about your shadow dog?
That's what Pluto. You mean my light dog?
if you mean absence of light.
Like a
Guys, you're
black
making
hole.
this way. Okay. Okay. Let's rewind. We got this.
Well, based on if you wanted to take like maybe like a 12-minute meditation, what do you see in our future?
Probably death. Hopefully not.
Would you like me to contemplate on that?
What I want to know is when we came with this plan, we thought we nailed it.
I didn't know that there was a
you've-
Shuva.
Yeah, you brought in some really important points. We would love your blessing, but we want to know where do you what advice do you have for us?
I'm no prophet, but way I see it, I hope you can run fast.
I can run fast. Yes.
Because if you can't,
Are we gonna die?
you're gonna have to fight that thing.
Oh God, Pluto.
I can help you run away. It's okay.
I can disappear when needed.
Me too.
The night captain speaks up. But you're not gonna fight it alone. I'm gonna ride with you.
You are?
We've had success with that in the past.
Are you sure?
I will.
You do realize that in this battle, you are more important than we are.
It's true.
You command an entire army. We're your strike team.
The Lord Commander replies, Knight Captain, with respect, you are more valuable than these three.
I'm
And
willing
we
to
know
admit
it.
that.
Well.
If he stays alive, he commands the whole army. If he dies, the Silver Order
Somebody else
could
commands
collapse.
the whole
No,
army.
when you lose your general, it's not a good thing. It takes time to regroup.
It's true. Yeah.
Are you
Now,
sure?
I'm not one to lead from the back.
I know you're not. You were in there with us during that Temple Gate attack. You were leading the charge. We need you to make sure that your men are ready when that beast shows up in Market Square or Slaughterstone Square.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, why am I rolling with advantage? Just because I felt like it, guys.
Are you trying to convince him not to come?
Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea. I don't want him to die.
I mean, I think you should come.
Let's have more swords.
We can send some of his best men, but I don't think he should go. It's persuasion, right?
Mm-hmm.
24.
He looks down at his sword, at his warhammer. He locks eyes with Ophelia Reed and back, and looks at his men. You're right. I just feel. I feel like I'm not putting up enough.
Tell you what, this is going to sound horrible because I just told you how valuable your life is. Send Virgil with us and some of your best men.
I will.
And maybe Petra and Anson.
What's
No,
that?
no.
What's that lady?
Petra should stay.
What
She's
about?
the only the she gotta give this stuff to the queen.
Yeah, we can
Not the other
sacrifice that other
woman.
one, Evelyn.
Yeah, Evelyn.
She can
should
totally come with us.
Evelyn. Should
Evelyn
We need
come
Evelyn.
with
should
us.
come
we
with
sure
us.
need
Yeah.
Evelyn.
Who's Evelyn?
Or I might have
her
got her
name?
name wrong.
Is that the wrong name? The other.
Elena.
sorry.
Elena.
Elena.
Yeah, we need Elena.
We
Not
need
Evelyn. I was
Elena.
thinking of Elena. We need Elena.
Elena should come with us. We need good archers.
I need Elena beside me the whole time.
No, there's no question. I need to keep Petra and Elena back here.
Oh, okay, go.
Ansem
That's
then.
fine. Yeah, bring Ansem.
Ansem even says, "You couldn't keep me from this if you tried,
Good.
Lord Commander."
You did good in the other battle, so I'll take you on our side.
Do I like Anson now? I don't know.
Yeah, he was good. In the
He's
last
growing
battle.
on me.
All right. We set out at dawn.
Cool. Do you have any snacks?
Lots. Now, y'all should know, says Ophelia Reed, the next step of what we're going to need to do. Once we've defeated the Lord of the Feast, we're going to need to actually take that cathedral. And I have a bit of a plan for what we might be able to do in our faith. From the most humble chapel to the great temple of the first flame, we mark each holy site with a great brazier that hosts a manifestation of the sacred fire. Each is consecrated with the ash and relics of a saint or a martyr or a hero who gave their life to the warding flame. That so many vile creatures inhabit our cathedral means that the flame that burned in Drakkenheim is long gone. It's the same story that we see with every other chapel or church throughout the city. There's many of them, and they've all been put out and extinguished. But it's a grave cursed. Within each crypt below our chapels are the spirits bound to that flame. And without that beacon to light their way, they grow restless. We're going to need to light that flame again, and it will make the cathedral a safe place, a bright place, a holy place.
You need something lit on fire.
The next step, hopefully, in the crypts below that cathedral, there are two great heroes in the history of Drakkenheim that were buried below there. One are the remains of the martyr Truvia, who the cathedral is named for. There might not be much left of Truvia. His bones were keeping the flame burning in Drakkenheim for generations. But if there's anything of the bones of Saint Vitruvio left, he would give them willingly. There's also the martyred silver dragon Argonath. His skull and bones are in the crypt as well. And if there's anything of either of them left, we could use those to reignite the brazier.
So we get the bones of a hero and a dragon from the crypts. We put them in the brazier in the middle of the cathedral, set it ablaze, and it will help us defeat the Noles?
No. It will keep any monsters or evil from ever coming back to the cathedral again.
Okay.
Why didn't it stop them before?
Well, because the fire went out.
So we're going to reignite the sacred flame.
But after we've taken the cathedral.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll need to do it quickly. Normally when we do these things, The rituals of sanctification take weeks to do properly, but we won't have weeks. Once we've retaken it, it will be me and my priests. We will have to come to the cathedral, for we're the only ones that are going to be able to do this. And that's going to make for a really stressful couple of hours.
Do you need protection during those hours?
We will.
We can do that.
Hopefully, we will have dealt with
We can do that.
most of the Noles and
At that point,
the Lord of the Feast.
Lord Commander, Knight Commander, all of the men that we have left can hold the cathedral, and we will fight until that flame is relit.
Now the question is, do you want us to find the bones first and then come to get you? Or do you want us to bring you and we'll find the bones?
The knight captain speaks up. Ophelia just wants to let you know what's coming. We're going to have to take this one step at a time. The first thing first, we need to get rid of the biggest threat in the game. Then we can take the cathedral, and hopefully, once we do that, if we get rid of the Lord of the Feast, we just hang his head right over the gates of the cathedral, and no Noles will even dare approach us.
Oh, simple as that.
We want to leave his pelt in good condition.
Yeah.
And we'll have to recover his corpse from the corpse collector.
Yep.
Oh man, this is super mission.
Yeah, that's your job.
I'm wondering
have
though
to
if the pelt
get
of
it
of that, what is it called? That monster? His monster? What's it called again?
The Shuva.
The Shuva.
I wonder if the pelt of the Shuva with the scorpion tail might be cool.
Maybe I'll tame the Shuva and make it my new mount.
Oh.
Probably not. I feel like it's going to try to stab me multiple times with its scorpion tail, and I'm not prepared for it.
You just gotta break it.
Can I have that poison? Can I have that poison potion?
Do you have it? No? We have poison.
I have a potion of poison.
I had an
resistance.
idea that he was going to be poisonous, but I was like, maybe the Knoll isn't poisonous, but 100% the scorpion tail, super poisonous.
Shuva.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see if
Hang
we
on to
need it.
for now.
We'll see if we need it. Oh my gosh.
Okay. So we'll take it one step at a time, kill the Lord of the Feast, see what happens afterwards.
And then we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
Yeah, just another day in Drakkenheim.
just add it to the list.
Okay.
Oh boy.
It's a tense evening as once again everyone mobilizes, and the decision is made to send you down to Temple Gate so that you can rest there for the first thing in the morning. The plan begins at daybreak. The Lord Commander already begins assembling his men to take up advanced positions along the way. And he gives one last message and says, I'm going to set up a few of my soldiers in Market Square. If the Lord of the Feast is fast, you might need to call in a favor. If you do, use this. And he gives you a flare gun.
A gun?
Yeah. It's basically a big metal, almost crossbow-like device with a big tube on it. And then there's 3 satchels with it. He says, you can fire these, and we'll see them across the city. I have green, red, and black. If you need us, if you're being pursued, once you're being pursued by the Lord of the Feast, fire the green flare. If you need help while you're being pursued, fire the red flare. And if you need to abort the mission, fire the black flare.
Hopefully we don't have to use the black one. Hopefully we don't have to use the red one either, to be honest.
Do I want it or do you guys want it?
You take it.
Okay.
That's a big responsibility.
Oh, I don't want it.
Do you remember what the colors do?
I'll yell them out to you. I've written it down.
Green if
Noted.
we're good, red if we're not doing good, black we need to stop.
Green when we're on mission, red if we need help during, black if it's abort.
Pork chops. If it's a pork chop.
Yeah, black is pork chops because they're blackened. Blackened pork chops. Makes
Blackened
sense.
pork chops.
Green means go. Red means
Blood.
blood. Blood.
If you're setting up in Market Square, you do have access to the clock tower if you want to station some archers in good vantage points.
We will.
Just don't touch the Modrons.
Yeah, no, don't go to the higher floors. There's Modrons, and they're busy.
And if you meet
I don't know what those creatures are.
a
That
rat,
sounds very strange.
stay clear of any rats.
Yeah, well, the rats should all be
I hope they've
gone.
gone.
Yeah, any rats, they're not a problem. Don't worry.
Okay.
Ready to head out?
How's the mood as you arrive at Temple Gate? As you arrive at Temple Gate in the evening, you can see that there are bodies of gnolls that have been stacked by the sides of the gates that the knights are burning. And you can the smell of charred gnoll corpses is thick in the air. They lead you to a chamber in Temple Gate, one of the rooms that you cleared out previously, and send you to some comfortable cots where you can get a night's sleep.
I imagine Sebastian's looking out the window, and he's seeing all of these burning gnoll bodies. And he turns to you guys, he's like, all in all, I'm actually pretty optimistic. That's a lot of gnolls out there that are being burned. There
Yeah.
can't be that many left.
What?
Right? We have probably killed more than half?
Maybe.
Okay, listen, I'm trying to be optimistic. I
My
don't know,
confidence is in our skills.
Yeah.
And I feel like with you guys beside me, and
guys. Except when we leave you in Slaughterstone Square by yourself. Pluto,
You won't be by yourself.
Pluto,
You'll
I'm
just
throwing
have us
this
at
out
a
there.
range.
I'm not leaving you by yourself. Don't worry. I will be within range to get you out of there.
I appreciate that.
But you want to kill this thing, and I know you do.
It's what I find is that I'm gonna murder it, and I'm gonna do it protecting you guys
Do
too.
you remember the first thing you said to me when we met?
I said hi,
That's correct.
and I'll never forget it.
It was right after your entire crew had been killed, and I came in and helped you out, and we were deciding that maybe it was good to work together. I mean, I had already decided that. You had just said hi. And I said, hello, my name is Sebastian Crow, and I have just rescued you. And
Okay,
you
all
said,
right.
You said, my name's Pluto Jackson, and there's nothing I can't kill, except these rats that just killed all my friends. And I took those words to heart, Pluto Jackson. And I believe you that there's nothing you can't kill.
You've inspired me.
That was the point. I don't think. I hope this works. I hope he's.
I feel 100%
No,
more
just tell him the
confident.
opposite, and he'll want to go in and kill him.
You know what? There's nobody else that could do this, right? You're the only one.
I'm gonna kill so many things.
Good.
I'm gonna kill one Slaughterstone Square full of things.
Theo,
Yeah.
our job
Yeah.
is to keep him alive.
I mean, I want to keep myself alive too.
Well, we're gonna be fine. He's the
Okay.
one who's just gonna hang out in the middle of Slaughterstone Square.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
we
Question.
yeah.
Do I fire at the knoll or do I fire at the corpse collector?
listen to your heart.
Yeah, that's actually ooh.
I think we assess when they attack each other. We assess which one looks like it's losing, and we attack the one that's winning.
Okay. Do you have like a wall? You have a wall flame that you put up to separate them,
Oh
right?
yes.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah.
I was even thinking of encircling them with
Cage
fire.
match.
Cage match.
Wow. But
We'll
then why are we
see
going
how
to
it
Slaughterstone Square
goes.
if we don't want to let the corpse collector beat on the knoll a little bit?
No, we do.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna cage match the two of them.
The knoll and the corpse collector.
Yes.
Wow, that'd be a good match. I'd pay to see that.
You
I
don't
know
have
I'm-
to. We're going for free.
I know I'm strong enough.
I'm
but I
on
hope
the
I'm
VIP
fast enough.
list.
That's my.
Pluto Jackson, you're not fast at all, but you are strong.
So strong.
I hope my
So
strong will
strong.
make up
The
for my
most
fast.
strong.
My slow.
Please be good on a horse.
Well,
Let's go to bed.
Sleep time.
with that, you get one night's rest.
Midnight.
And in the morning, after taking your breakfast, Virgil Underwood gets you up with his other knights. He says, "All right, y'all ready to go?"
Virgil, it's good to see your mustache.
Can I get
Likewise.
Can I get some more javelins?
Sure thing. You got a few more? You need any ammunition? Let's saddle up. The Lord Commander is going to be waiting, and the Knight Captain sent some fast horses for you.
Is Ansem with us?
He's going to, from what I understand, he's going to be following close, waiting for you to fire that red flare if you need some help.
Nice. Let's go serve up some humble pie.
Let's go set things on fire.
So here's the plan. We've got the cavalry all assembled. About 40 of us all said. We're going to all charge together down Temple Road till we get to the street that leads to the main plaza of the cathedral itself. Once we get there, we're going to break into 2 groups, splitting off. One come from the west, the other come from the east. Cause a bit of a ruckus, cause a fight that we can, and as soon as we catch sight of the Lord of the Feast, most of us are going to retreat to leave you to bait them out. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Yeah.
The rest of us then are going to reassemble at Temple Road and make our way towards Slaughterstone Square. So while you're on the run through the market square, it's not going to be the Silver Order supporting you. It's going to be the Hooded Lanterns. So you use that flare when you need their help. You got it?
Got it.
Got it.
All right. Saddle up. Let's go.
Theo, can you help me?
I pull you up by like the back of your coat onto like the back of the horse.
How strong are you?
Not very strong.
It's a struggle.
Yeah.
I push you up.
I think I've done it because I don't see you help push him up.
I
I'm
just
like,
put-
oh my god, I'm so strong.
Just push my butt. Thank
And then
you.
I see you afterwards. I was like, oh, maybe I'm not strong. You're so strong, Pluto.
Did you just one-hand me onto a horse?
I did it mostly with my thumb and forefinger. Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
No, not like I just because I'm holding something in that hand too, so I can hold something in that hand and push you. It's fine. You're not that heavy.
Well,
Thank you.
It's a
All right.
compliment.
Okay, so there's the pair of horses for you guys
yay.
down there.
Oh,
And then
man.
I've got the cavalry of
the cavalry.
the Silver Order coming in from there. So, you're going to ride. So,
Valiantly.
the gates of Temple Gate. When you get up in the morning, you assemble outside Temple Gate on the outskirts of on the side that's outside the city gates. And so they have this column of the knights that are all lined up 2 abreast to ride through the gates. And then the plan is once they're all through the gates, they're going to form up into a formation 3 wide with the 3 of you, with the 2 of you, well, because you're 2 units, 2 sets of horses, basically protected in the middle by all the knights.
Wow.
So they're going to charge forward, and Virgil says, all of us together, we're just going to trample over anybody in our path. You got it?
Got it.
We're not going to stop to fight. We're just going to run. Go through them. If anybody goes down, they do. Well, we're not going to make it very far if we stop.
We have to get to the cathedral gate.
Understood.
Alrighty. You all ready up there? Says Virgil. And with that, the doors of Temple Gate swing open, and the portcullis raises up on both sides. And you hear Virgil take out a horn, and he blows it. Go forth for the flame! And there is once again the galloping hooves as you rush through Temple Gate along the main temple road, which is actually an area of the city that you've never been into before on this side.
I stop and take no.
Rushing past the ravages of this battle, of the battles that have been fought in this area, you run down Temple Road towards the center of the Temple Ward. Ironically, in its time, this part of the city was known for having a lot of bars. People would call it the Temple Bars.
Wow.
And there was a lot of good drinking to be had in this area, although an equally large amount of cloisters, monasteries, abbeys, and various other smaller churches where people would congregate. You thunder along Temple Road towards the heart of the Temple Ward before breaking off of Temple Road itself, which actually the Temple Road goes straight to Slaughterstone Square. If you follow it directly there, you actually have to turn off on one of the other main streets to get to the cathedral that heads towards the Cathedral Plaza properly. And so, as you do so, there's your group splits off. About half of the group splits off towards the side street, and another group goes towards another one of the secondary streets, so that one group will come from the west and one from the east. You're the group that's going to be approaching from the west side of the Cathedral Plaza. You thunder through the streets, and as you do so, you can hear the yelps and howls of the death dogs and the Noles, alerting the other Noles in the area to your presence. Once in a while, you can hear the sound of an arrow bouncing off the armor of the armored column of the knights as you charge towards. It's not very long, because with this many groups going down the roads, it's rough terrain, and sometimes they have to compress or open up depending on how much debris is in the street. But you make very good time, and it is only about 10 minutes of charging on horseback before you begin coming up on the Cathedral Plaza. The great Cathedral of St. Retruvio looms large as you enter into the massive plaza. And before you, you can see, in the heyday of Drakkenheim, this was one of the busiest areas of the city. Not because it was a market, but because it was a major attraction of worshippers and people that would come for miles around. And there was still a lot of business to be done here. There is a massive open plaza where the city buildings form this rough shape around the cathedral itself, which is a massive basilica-style building. It is made of marbled stone, which has been stained by soot, blood, and dust, covering over the painted frescoes which decorate the outside of the Grand Cathedral. The cathedral itself used to glitter in the daylight from all of the marble and mosaic and the stained glass, and in fact, when the flame burned brightly in it, it was almost like the building itself glowed with light through the stained glass windows that are high and around it. The rooftop of the building it's this long building that then goes out, that encompasses the nave. The building itself is about 100 feet high throughout the nave, which is where most of the worshippers would stand. And then it connects to this massive bulbous chancel, which is where the dome itself is. So there's the big high roofs that go back and then meet the dome, which is then almost itself 270 feet high. The tops of it are decorated in broken statues, gargoyles depicting the saints and the martyrs of the sacred fire, and many chimneys, because of course burning flames and candles were very common, so the rooftops have all these chimneys to ventilate all the heat that would come out of it. There are 3 doorways that lead into the front of the cathedral. The centermost one was often sometimes nicknamed the Door of Paradise, because it is this large square door embossed with gold, which depicts the various scenes that tell the story of the creation of the world as those of the sacred fire believe it. Across from the doorways of the cathedral, there is a ruined circular building. This used to be a home to a font, a sacred font of water, but the whole thing has been collapsed, and you can see that it looks like a piece of the meteor might have crashed and hit into it and destroyed the building. Beside the cathedral itself is then another square bell tower that stretches up about 250 feet in height, known for the 7 bells of St. Vitruvio, which used to ring out throughout the city and start the chorus of bells throughout the churches in the city itself. The whole plaza, though, is a scene of carnage. For various camps of desperate Noles have formed around here, creating their own pyres where they are smoking the meat of their most recent victims. For throughout the battles that have been fought over the coming weeks, the Noles have taken their share of prisoners, and you can see the slaughtered remains of hooded lanterns and Silver Order paladins cut up and strung up, butchered for meat as the Noles feast over them and smoke the remains of them. There are several large pyres in this area, and collected in the plaza at the steps of the cathedral itself are at least 24 Noles, with many more in this area. The thunder of the cavalry meets from both sides, and the Noles howl, rush for their weapons, and turn to attack. Roll for initiative.
Ooh. Oh man.
Hey.
Oh man.
Oh no.
Well, Pluto, it's all up to you.
Ah. Uh-oh.
The squeakiest marker.
It's a lot of Noles.
We're just gonna charge through,
Yep.
kill as many as we can, and stay on your horse.
Stay on my horse.
Stay on your horse, and then as soon as the big bad boy comes out, we run away.
Run away.
Flee!
Not so good on a
All
horse.
right.
but
Does
I'll
Zephyr
do my
Strike
best.
attached to my horse?
Vale,
10.
10. Pluto,
16.
Sebastian.
4.
Okay.
Thank you, new fancy dice.
Yes, it is the dice who are wrong.
Always.
It's always the dice's fault. The die's fault. Not die. The dice.
Dices. Dice die.
All right. Oh, a crow. It's on my shoulder.
It's the sound of your crow.
Whose name, by the way, is now Crowley.
Okay.
Crow.
So I've rolled initiative for the Shuva and the Lord of the Feast, and I will roll randomly to determine if they are roused each round.
Oh no! If the Shuva shows up and the Lord of the Feast doesn't, we don't run.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. You may choose which direction you want to approach from.
Are we placing ourselves at the
Yep.
edge? Veo?
You can decide.
I can decide. I'm just
Let's see.
clinging to you for dear life.
On that side.
This will represent Virgil,
Wait, maybe come over here.
and this will represent. This is Virgil's friend Flamekeeper Hannah, who has ridden with you, and then these are the other knights. As you enter the square, Flamekeeper Hannah casts Bless on the three of you.
Yay!
What do we get with that?
You will get to roll an extra d4 for
Pretty much everything.
not damage,
Just attacks.
attacks and ability checks
And saving throws.
and saving throws.
Oh, sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, true. Not damage. Like, not weapon damage.
Have it ready.
And if you guys can place these two right there as well.
Where? Here?
And are we still riding in formation?
Yep, you are all still right. The formation is kind of fanned out as you come in now, and it is go time. We start at the very top with Pluto Jackson. So your mount acts on your initiative, and you can have your mount take the dodge, disengage, or dash actions. So its initiative matches yours.
Okay. My mount will take the dodge action.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay in formation,
Okay.
and I'm gonna huck a javelin at the first one of my spare javelins.
Nice.
Kabam! And I get an 11.
The javelin goes completely wide and lands on the ground beside the knoll.
And I go, haha! And I throw another one. And I get a 14.
That collides with the knoll.
There it is.
Woo!
There's the money. And for a big old 7 damage.
That leaves the knoll bloodied as the javelin pierces through its side and lands on the ground beside it.
Or pardon, 8 damage, pardon.
Okay.
8 damage. Yeah.
Anything else, Pluto?
Nope.
Okay. Next up, Shuva. Is the Shuva roused?
Ooh.
By the one javelin.
It is not.
Oh.
Oh, I'll throw more
Next up is Veo.
So do you want me to do the horse on mine?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not riding.
We will
I'm
dodge.
Okay, so Veo controls the
You're
horse.
a passenger.
Yeah. And the it can still move, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, it has a speed of 60 feet, I think. 60 or is it 40? Let me check.
Like, I want to stay in formation.
Yeah.
Like, so can I stay with the pack on my turn? Like, I don't want to move, like, 60 feet ahead and then everyone catch up. Is that okay?
Yep.
Yeah, 60 feet is
Yeah, the
far.
warhorse has a speed of 60 feet. And all these warhorses, normally a warhorse has an armor class of 11, but these are barded steeds. They're wearing the equivalent of chainmail, so they have an AC of 16.
Oh,
Ooh,
sweet.
Nice. Yeah, we're gonna dodge.
'Kay.
With the horse, and also stay where we are in formation because I feel like that's the best kind of piece going forward. And then I'm gonna take some attacks. So I get 3 attacks on my first action, and as my bonus action, I am going to Sucker Strike to get some advantage.
Nice.
With my new longbow. Ooh, shiny. And I roll this now too? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I didn't roll that either. Should have. That's my bad.
And I'm gonna shoot
Yeah,
at the first knoll as well.
Okay.
Correct.
22.
Hits him right in the gut. For how much damage?
A lot.
Okay. Can it be less than 20?
I wanted to roll it.
Okay.
Technically,
It's been a while.
17 plus.
He's definitely dead, but roll to find out by how much.
Oh my gosh. We're gonna do.
Do you get sneak attack? Because you got advantage.
And right?
He's already dead.
And don't forget to add your extra 1 for no, not a
that
dice, but just a +1 for your bow.
Oh, it already adds it.
Okay, good.
What did we create?
A good teammate.
Oh, I did not roll very well at all.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Oh, no, she only did like 40 damage.
Oh, no.
She rolled so bad, guys. So
Guys,
bad.
The knoll's going to be like
so low.
only a...
32 damage.
Not even good.
So the
Like,
knoll is still at negative 18.
It gets obliterated.
Yeah. As it is shot through the stomach, which the force of the arrow rips out the lower part of its spine, sending bone fragments all over the street.
So that's my first attack.
Okay.
I'll go for the next one who's closest.
Don't forget your...
21.
Is a hit.
20 damage.
The next arrow, I can actually say that the next arrow carries through the path of the previous one, catching the next knoll in the neck, and he spins around and collapses to the ground.
And then third, yep, that's, oh wait, hold on. 24.
24, also a hit.
And then, oh, there's, thank you. Oh. 25.
3 for 3. Vea rides forth and deftly from horseback shoots down 3 of the knolls.
The coolest.
That's it.
Okay, the knolls in turn. They be seeing you approach. Several of the knolls move forward around the square, and begin their approach. Not that far. They're yeah. Thank you.
They're a bit freaked out by my
They are.
arrows.
And
Oh, the Noles are coming.
with that, they respond by taking up their ranged weapons and firing back towards the armored column. And I've got 11 knolls down there, so everybody gets shot once, basically.
And then they get disadvantage on us because we dodged.
They get disadvantage against your mounts.
Horse, yes.
Yeah, but they're shooting the riders. I get a 15 against Sebastian, a 23 against Pluto, and a 7 against Vea.
Nope.
So
I cast shield.
And hitting on me.
Okay. That is going to be 6 points of piercing damage. There are several more arrows fly towards the crowd of the assembled knights. Oh my god. And 4 of the knights are shot, leaving them bloodied.
Oh, guys.
Woo. We'll do all the brown ones.
Yeah.
Make it
Yeah.
easy.
They don't have great armor.
Yep. Virgil is not hit, and Flamekeeper Hannah is not hit.
Nice.
However. So next up is Sebastian.
You think you're all cool with your bow? Let me
Yes.
show you how it's really done.
I'm cool
And
with my
I perch up a little bit on the horse, and I point my wand out towards this group of gnolls, and I'm going to fireball them.
Nice. The fireball template's in the drawer behind you. Second one down.
The fire one's right there.
Because we got to
Fire,
use the right one.
fire.
Yeah. Okay. So that's 5 gnolls under the template.
Yes.
Cool. One succeeds the save. But the remainder do not.
How many dice?
Borrowing.
Love that
Thank
sound.
you.
Such a good sound.
Okay, here we go.
Fireball.
I like that. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
I don't think I need to re-roll any of those. So that's 30 damage to all of them.
So one survives, but the rest all die.
Oh.
The one that survives is very badly burned. Okay. And anything else, Sebastian?
Nice fireball.
No, that's it.
Okay. With that, the Silver Order musters forward and charges forward. I think the only one that's going to be able to get up to anybody is Virgil. So Virgil's going to move up to the closest knolls.
Which is the one
Yep.
that I...
Yep.
injured.
And he charges in with his lance, running through the knoll, the burn knoll. All the others, the whole cavalry column, moves up commensurately with Virgil as well.
Does that include us moving in the formation?
If you guys wanted to stay in formation, then yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go, Pony. That's what I'm
We done
naming him.
good.
That's what I'm naming him. Pony.
On the other side of the plaza, you can hear that the other group of cavalry has engaged the Noles, and you can see that there's that many of the other Noles in this area are still trying to figure out what is going on with the lightning strike that has struck them in the square. Next, the Lord of the Feast. How many Noles have been killed so far? 8, and you did cast Fireball.
Yes.
Okay.
Trying to make a spectacle here.
Oh, nice.
Thought I'd start with the big guns
Okay.
to make it flashy.
The Lord of the Feast has not been roused.
Guys, I think I found a name for my bow. Nole Skewer. No, sorry.
No. Said it out loud. Didn't feel right.
Nah. I'll get it.
Okay.
We'll figure
Please
it out.
keep exploring.
Yeah.
Please.
Please keep exploring your other options.
Yeah.
We go to the top of the round with Paluto Jackson.
I want to ride a little bit ahead and get and catch one of them with my sword
Nice.
and give it the old razzle dazzle, swinging for the fences, getting a 18 to hit
That is a hit.
for 14 damage.
14 damage. It cleaves through the skull of the Nole, and he collapses to the ground.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna kind of keep riding kind of towards Virgil and hit that next one. Trying to swing again.
We're just
getting a
sweeping.
like a 22 to hit for 11 damage,
Cool. That leaves him bloodied.
and then my horsey is gonna take the dodge action.
Cool.
And can I, on a bonus action, blow the horn they gave me for the temple?
The horn, not the flare.
Not the flare. Remember the horn?
Sure,
that we
you
got
can blow
for-
the horn.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna give that a horn, like
Okay.
a good blow.
I'm gonna add that to the rousing check. The Shuva.
Oh, just in time for the Shuva.
Just in time for the Shuva.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
The gates, the front doors of the Grand Temple of Saint Vitruvio crash open, and from them
Hello.
comes 4 Noles
Make it dramatic.
and a massive, snarling, white-furred beast.
I want it.
A billowing, fetid cloud of smoke pours out from the cathedral's doors as a massive creature, something like the cross of a wolf and a scorpion, walks out the gate. It has a maw that, as it opens its mouth, glows with flame inside and eyes of burning pitch, as these spines and armored plates and bits and tufts of white fur cover its back. It has spines across it, except you can see that 2 of the spines in the middle of its back have been shorn off in a very awkward fashion. Behind it, instead of this furry wolf tail, it has this massive armor-plated scorpion-like tail that rises over its back like the cross between a tentacle and a scorpion's stinger. It bursts forth out of the room, out of the cathedral, and charges towards Paluto.
Hello.
Pluto!
As
Hello.
it does so, it breathes out this billowing smoke that surrounds all of it in the area around it, and you can feel the frenzy rising in the Noles.
Oh, guys, I taunted it, and now I want to untaunt it.
It comes up to bite you,
Hello.
getting a 12 to hit.
Woo.
Missing. As it bites up at you, its tail stinger rises back up with a low puncture, getting a 15 to hit.
I deflect it with my shield,
Okay.
epically.
Do you need poison resistance?
Pour it in my back.
The other Noles leap forward, and 2 of them leap off the steps towards Sebastian and Veo, attacking with their swords. Sebastian, I get a 15 to hit you and a critical hit. And Veo, another, leaps towards you. I get a 12 and a 9.
I'm gonna cast shield again to block the non-crit.
And the crit deals 10 points of slashing damage as one of the gnolls races up and stabs you in the side. And Sebastian, you can give me an athletics check to stay in the saddle.
Uh-oh.
Staying in the saddle.
Uh-oh.
Here it is.
Oh no.
Wait, athletics?
Yes.
0.
Sebastian, you are flung off the horse, and 2 of the gnolls surround you on the ground as 2 of the others, one of them leaps towards Flamekeeper Hannah, hitting her, and she is flung off her horse on the ground beside you. And the final gnoll leaps onto one of the soldiers, and who manages to push him off with his shield. Next up is Vale.
All right, I take a look at this Shuva and I say, "Shuva out of the way." It's the best I can come up with. And
You're focused on your name and your bow. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Oh, 9 to hit.
It bounces off its armored plate.
I take it again. Oh, 24. Oh, wait, we have the bless, right?
Yep.
20.
That is a hit.
Shuva. Shoot her. Shoot.
21 damage.
Ouch. The Shuva howls in rage as the arrow punctures its side and turns its gaze right towards you, locking eyes with you, like a hungry dog that sees a mangy cat.
And I'm not based with it, correct?
No.
I'm going to run the horse 60 feet around to the other side near the red cart.
Okay.
I'm like, come over here, you Shuva.
Alrighty. Next up are the gnolls. So some of the gnolls acted on the Shuva's turn, but there's still 2 active on the ground that levy their attacks against Paluto. The highest of the first is only a 16. 1 blow manages to penetrate for 5 slashing damage.
There's also those 3 guys over there.
Those 3 guys over there, they turn their bows towards Veo, Virgil, and Paluto. So 1 shot against each. Virgil is missed. Paluto is missed. Vale, I get an 18.
Yep.
1 of the arrows strikes you for 10 points of piercing damage.
Woo.
Next up is Sebastian. You are on the ground by the abandoned by Veo. She ran away from you. You don't have a horse at all.
I'm drawing
now.
the fire.
Yeah, there's Noles eating. Vale! Why?
Drawing the fire.
We were friends.
The Shuva.
Friends.
Shuva.
That's a great name.
Oh man. I am going to. Okay. Are they like based with me right now?
Yeah.
Do I can stand up though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I stand up.
You have a crow.
You have a crow.
You have a crow.
I have a crow. I grab my crow and I throw it. I don't even let him fly. I throw him in the face. Crowley, go! And I throw him at the closest gnoll, and I am going to then cast Scorching Ray.
At that knoll?
Yes.
Okay.
So I get advantage.
Which negates the disadvantage because it's based with you.
Oh yes. Okay. $20.
20 is a hit.
All right. So first shot is going to do 5 damage.
Okay.
Second one. 19.
That hits.
10 more damage.
He's destroyed.
Yeah.
Crowed in his face.
My crow
Got
can't
1 more
then-
shot left, which is no longer based. Yeah.
Can Crowley fly into his face too? Or
No,
he's
because
already
Crowley
taken
can
the
only
help
grant you advantage once.
action? Okay, yeah. All right. 27.
Against the next Knoll? Yep.
11 damage.
He is slain.
And so I stand up, throw my crow in their faces, and when both of them look at the crow, and I'm just like, bam, bam.
And there's an explosion of flame, and 2 charred Knoll bodies fall to the ground.
And then
Hop on my horse.
you're based with 2 more Knolls. I'm gonna hop on this guy's horse.
Okay, he scoops you up. It costs. So you have to spend half your movement to do so, and you spent half your movement to get up from prone. So you actually won't be able to get onto someone's horse this turn because you don't have enough movement to do it.
I turn back to the charging guys, and I'm like, pick me up, and that's what I do.
The Silver Order.
Oh.
Help!
One of the Knights of the Silver Order scoops you up, Sebastian. 2 of the others charge forward towards the Knolls in front of them. Critting one.
Yeah.
And running him through completely.
My man.
I'm gonna actually Virgil comes up to help Flamekeeper Hannah and charges one of the Knolls there, slaying it.
Nice.
And 2 of the other Silver Order members charge over to the Knolls over here.
Over here?
Yeah. They have to spend all their movement to get over there, but they're good.
Nice.
Are there any more Knolls over there for them to attack? There's one more, eh? Yeah.
Is this one here?
They hit and slay it.
Woo! Silver Order pulling their weight.
Cool. Virgil turns and helps Flamekeeper Hannah back to her horse. And she rushes over to the other side. No, towards the ruins. Yep, there. Great.
This is epic.
Okay. The Lord of the Feast.
Do we got him?
Stepping from the smoke inside comes a hulking Knoll. Standing almost 8.5 feet tall is a massive Knoll, carrying with him, dragging behind the sound of clinking chains, as coming forward from the gateway is this massive animate chain swinging around on the tops of which are tipped 3 iron balls that spikes of delirium shards have been embedded inside them. As this massive Knoll steps out the gates. In his other hand, he carries a huge shield, and across his spiked armor are just heads have been just embedded on the spikes of his armor, and the faceplate itself is the skull of a chimera that he is wearing over his helm. As he does so, he howls, and several more Knolls come around the corner from either side, filled with bloodlust.
Wow, he has so much stuff that we have to take after we kill him.
An aura of bloodthirst fills the Knolls and the Shuva as almost a supernatural connection rises up between the 2 of them. As the Lord of the Feast comes out, he attacks with his flails, which swing forward. He has a reach of 20 feet. So he moves forward and sends a flail attack. 1 against Virgil, and 1 against Pluto.
Whoa!
Run away!
Getting a natural 1 against Pluto.
I appreciate that.
And a 22 against Virgil. And then he'll do another 1 against Pluto.
Hello.
For a 25
There it is.
to hit. So Pluto, you are hit with the Flail of Pain.
Good name.
You know what? It seems appropriate.
Oh man,
I
I need
like
a
to
good
think
name
that
for my
the
weapon
first
like
one,
that.
he
Pluto,
dodged his
you
dog.
take 6 points of bludgeoning damage, and then now you're going to take 4d10 psychic damage as the delirium shards rush through your body. And so you take another 22 psychic damage.
Ow!
Run away.
I say.
The flail and Virgil is hit by the flail of paralysis, and he takes 15 points of bludgeoning damage and has to make a Constitution saving throw,
Go on.
which he fails and is paralyzed, and he
No.
falls from his horse. With that, the Lord of the Feast leaps off the steps and lands on the back of the Shuva
Oh.
and is riding it.
What happened? Well, we got him out. Technically, we did the thing we were supposed
Yeah,
to
but now
do.
the plan is run.
What about Virgil?
Run.
The plan is to run.
I'm on a stranger's horse.
Virgil
Where are
said
I'm
we
back here.
can't
Don't worry,
stop.
I got a plan.
All right, Sebastian. That oh no, it's not Sebastian. It's Pluto. It's your
I'll
turn.
go if you want me to.
No.
I've-
We go to the top of the round.
There's delirium in my brain, and I go, I've been here before. I got delirium on the mind. I'm gonna huck my javelin of lightning at Shuva.
Nice.
Suck it up, princess dog. And I go, this dog's about to. I don't say anything cool because I got so much delirium in my head. I get a 23 to hit, and
That
I'm going to
hits.
activate it. Lightning thing, and I want to maneuver just a little bit closer to to the Flamekeeper. So I want like the lightning thing to go right through
That other knoll.
that knoll,
Yep.
him, and hit the
Yep.
jazz.
All three.
Yeah.
Boom.
What's the saving throw for the
I think it's a 13 dex.
the knoll fails, the Shuva fails, and the Lord of the Feast fails.
What's that? So 13 lightning damage.
Okay, that
Um,
vaporizes the knoll.
Yes.
The Shuva appears to not really mind getting shocked electrically.
and I want to, and then damage on her for 10 damage.
Okay,
And I'm gonna do trip attack.
on the Shuva.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a strength saving throw.
Yeah.
I get a 21.
You are so strong. And she's gonna take another 5 damage.
'Kay.
And then I can call back the
Yep.
javelin, and I'm gonna huck it at her again
Okay,
Nice.
because we got it. Getting a 26 to hit
it's a hit.
for 8 damage,
Nice.
and roll another strength save.
I get a 14.
She is prone.
She is knocked prone, and the Lord of the Feast falls prone as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
And now we ride. And I'm gonna ride towards I'm gonna yell, run and get Virgil. And so I'm gonna start making my way, walking fast.
Make him out.
Faces past and homebound.
Okay.
That's the piano riff.
The
if you guys are
Shuva
wondering.
No.
rights itself from prone.
Oh, and she
Um,
takes one extra 7 more damage. 'Cause
And-
of the trip attack.
It just rushes right to her. It just rushes right at Veo because it was the last morsel it wanted, and Virgil's on the ground paralyzed. So it goes right for Veo on the horse, leaps forward,
Theo, I'm sorry.
Bring it.
getting a 16 to hit with its bite.
Yes.
Okay, that is going to be 15 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And then it launches its tail stinger at you,
Ah.
getting a 13 to hit.
No.
Damn it. I really want the stinger to hit.
Yes.
It's just so good.
We don't want the stinger to hit.
Okay.
Please don't.
Veo,
hit us
it's
with
your
the
turn.
stinger.
So the horse
This is so intense.
I'm sweating.
is going to
I'm sweating.
disengage, so it doesn't get
Okay.
an opportunity attack from the.
Yep.
Shuva.
Yep. And so because it's disengaged, if you move with it, you'll be fine as well.
What?
You won't provoke. Because you're not moving, your mount is moving. And your mount's disengaging.
Cool. Then as a bonus action, I am going to Zephyr Strike.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna move away at least a couple of feet
Towards Pluto.
towards Pluto. Yeah.
Okay.
But I still want to keep it because as we go to run away, I'm gonna take my 2 shots at it because I'm gonna kill this Shuva.
Shuva.
And with Zephyr Strike, as I cast it, I get my advantage and my plus 21 to hit.
Yeah, it's a hit.
Nice. Oh, yes. Yes. Feel the dice.
Love how sneak attack is like no 2d6. It makes for more clicky clack sounds.
Oh.
Okay,
yes.
woo! Way better this time.
Shoot her.
Shuva.
I wanted to yell like, Veo, bring that down. Bring it
39
down.
damage.
You're doing it.
Oh my god.
39 damage.
Shuva Slayer.
And
I
the
think
Lord
you're-
of the Feast dies from
So the
sadness.
Shuva is bloodied.
Yes.
Oh boy.
I take a second shot at it. Nope. Missed it. Sorry.
Okay.
And I continue to run away the rest of my movement.
Okay.
I'm like, Sebastian, hope you're on a horse.
Alrighty.
I'm like gearing up to teleport onto your horse, and you just like leave, and I'm like, oh.
No, you can
More
still,
of
I
the
think.
Noles
How far?
file into the square
You go.
in overwhelming numbers. 2 of them attacking this member of the Silver Order.
Do you want to give me more?
How many more?
And he is hit
Think 5, maybe?
3 times, and he is pulled from his horse and slain. 2 more Noles rush forward. 1 shooting at Sebastian, 1 shooting at the one at his rider. Sebastian, I get a 15 against you and a 20 against your rider. So the knight that's with you is shot in the neck and dies and falls off his horse.
And now I'm on his horse?
Yes.
What do I do?
Oh!
You're in control.
And you are hit for 7 damage.
Ow! My bleeding. I'm bleeding again. Oh.
And several more Noles come out of the front of the cathedral and leap upon Virgil,
Oh.
who's paralyzed, and they crit him
Uh-oh.
and crit him 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and Virgil is torn to shreds by the pack of Noles as he lays paralyzed in front of the cathedral.
He got maced, like, real hard.
Oh, man.
Oh no.
All my support has just gone away, and I'm just on a
And-
horse.
And Flamekeeper Hannah screams out, "We have to move now. There's too many of them."
Go, go, go.
Okay.
Sebastian, it's your turn.
I attempt. Okay, I got this. I grab the reins of the horse, and with a look of pure panic, genuine, authentic panic in my eyes, I ride into this knoll, and then I grab the horse by the mane, and I thunderstep me and the horse, and like we start booking it out of here as well.
Nice.
And
Woo!
I should get like most of this.
Yeah.
Oh.
Killing Virgil's attackers.
Yeah, I should get this whole
Yeah, they-
shebang.
Too
They
bad, you
all
almost
fail their
got
saving
Virgil.
throws.
Oh.
I think 1 succeeds.
All right, Thunderstep 3d10.
It's a good thing you told the knight commander to.
Yeah, not to come. 'cause
Yeah.
He would have probably been Virgil.
Yeah. Sorry, Verge. 14 damage to all of them.
Many of them are bloodied. One of them is slain, but actually that's not enough to kill all of them.
No! My dramatic exit didn't work. Guys, let's
Okay.
get out of here. I'm riding a horse.
Run.
The Lord of the Feast stands up from prone, walks forward towards the and fires his flail out at these three paladins, hitting all three of them and hitting Flamekeeper Hannah. And
That's
the
not
first
good.
one gets the Flail of Pain and is just ripped apart by the flail. The second one gets the Flail of Madness and fails his wisdom saving throw and has to, and basically with the Flail of Madness, he goes crazy and starts stabbing his own horse.
That's insane.
And Flamekeeper Hannah gets hit by the Flail of Paralysis.
Oh no.
And she fails her saving throw against the Flail of Paralysis and falls from her horse.
Oh no.
Is this guy...
He's
Stabbing
gonna.
his horse.
I mean, he's alive. He's stabbing his horse, but he's alive.
So what you're saying is we
Ooh.
don't have bless anymore.
Yes.
Okay.
Flamekeeper Hannah.
Well, she's alive, right?
Are we winning?
I don't know.
The plan is working. Whatever we're doing,
The plan
it's
is working. I don't know if we're winning, but the plan is working.
Virgil's dead.
Listen,
I think...
his steed, the Shuva, he's bloodied. So
Hannah's dead.
Hannah's
Those
not dead.
Mace.
I
I'm gonna
think
call
she's
him Mace.
paralyzed.
No,
Windu
she's
from
dead.
Long.
Let's get out of here.
okay,
Run
away.
Do you want to start running now?
Yes, I do look
Okay.
back to try to see if he's following.
Okay. Pluto, what are you gonna do?
I want to sound a retreat horn,
Okay, you do so.
and
Are you gonna fire the flare?
does he is? I don't know if he's gonna pursue us yet. That's the only thing. Like, do you think he's coming?
I can still continue to shoot him in the face and see if he gets annoyed at it.
Yeah, like that's what I'm thinking too. Like this, just keep hucking javelins. Like my effective range on javelins is 30 feet, so I'm gonna huck another javelin at Shuva.
Okay,
18
that's a hit.
for 9 damage.
Okay.
Huck another one, crit
Oh my God.
Nice.
for 12 damage, and I want to distracting strike
Okay.
on Shuva.
So on the crit, so you roll the damage twice.
Yeah,
Roll the damage.
So it's 13 plus 6, 19.
Roll that twice.
Oh, I rolled that twice too. 19, 20, 21 in total.
That kills the Shuva.
Yeah!
What happens?
I get one of the javelins gets like in one of its paws, and it kind of like as it looks down, I catch it right in the eye with the next one. So it looks down to kind of deal with it, and then the next just comes in and it just goes straight into its brain.
As the Shuva falls to the ground and begins smoldering, the Lord of the Feast looks up, and it says in Infernal, "You're mine, manling."
And I yell back in Infernal because I speak
Oh,
Infernal.
do you?
I
don't.
yell, "Come get me!
Um,
Come get me!"
What are you saying?
and he
It's very demonic.
looks at the Shuva and says, "Craora." What that means, who knows? Vale, what are you gonna do?
Oh, and then I'm gonna ride.
You gonna ride?
Definitely gonna ride.
I'm gonna ride, but I turn around, backwards saddle on the horse, trusting that it's not gonna run me into anything, and I take 2 more shots at the Lord of the Feast.
Nice.
And you guys are... We're moving, right?
17 to hit.
That is a miss.
Nope.
'Kay.
Missed. And then I'm just like, whoop, just to like annoy him more by shooting arrows at him.
You guys are pretty
and
much
then,
off the screen at that point.
Yeah.
We're gonna dash.
Sebastian, what are you gonna do?
I'm going to dash with my horse, and I'm going to fling a firebolt at the Lord of the Feast.
Go for it.
This will get him.
Get him! Get him! Get him!
Kills him.
It sails past his head and hits one of the gargoyles outside the cathedral, and I yell, "That was a warning shot!" And then I fly away.
As you ride off, you see a small, lithe knoll in robes come out the front of the cathedral. She carries a shard of delirium in her hand, a large piece, and the Lord of the Feast regards her as she comes out. She stabs the shard of delirium into the shuva and casts Revivify. And as she then turns to cast another healing spell on it, the Lord of the Feast regards his raised mount, hops on back, and begins his pursuit.
We gotta move.
And that's where we're going to end for tonight.
And he mad now. Oh, we made him mad.
He's so mad.
Green flare. Green flare.
Red flare. Red flare.
Black flare.
Oh, what a great way to start back after a
I'm
long vacation.
sweating. I'm sweating. Like I was so nervous.
We lost Virgil.
Yeah.
We lost a lot of people.
And Flamekeeper Hannah.
Flamekeeper Hannah, she had a name.
But you talked the Lord Commander out of dying.
Yeah, he could have died.
He probably would have died.
Oh man.
But we didn't die. So that was good.
I was fully going to use my Thunderstep to get Virgil out of there, but he was ripped
I know.
apart.
It's ripped apart in front of you.
I
You're gonna have
imagine-
nightmares about that.
I imagine Sebastian like gets knocked off the horse, kills the two Noles, reaches to teleport onto your horse, and you're like leaving. He turns to Virgil and he's like, "Don't worry." And then he sees Virgil get ripped apart, and he's like, "All right, I'm on a horse now."
You get picked up, and then the guy you're good gets shot in the neck.
Yeah.
And you're like,
I guess I'm riding a horse now. Okay, bye. Oh man, good stuff.
That was
It's so good to be back in the saddle.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Sounds like we got an epic chase scene ahead of us next week.
Oh,
So much,
yes.
Yeah.
So much.
Oh,
And leading to Slaughterstone Square. That's gonna be fun.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, thank you so much, everybody, as usual, for another awesome game. It was so much fun. I want to give a big thank you to our cast. It's so good to be playing D&D with you all again. Jill, Kelly, and Joe. And a huge thank you to the amazing Kyle for managing everything behind the scenes on the stream. Yeah, big thumbs up. Woo! As well to our producer, Clayton, who gets things up on YouTube as well for us. Thank you all so much. Feels so good. It's like, vacations are fun, but I kind of got to the point where I was like, I'm done with vacation. I just want to play D&D again.
Real life castles.
Will
Castles in our
Byers season 3
minds.
Stranger Things. Guys, can we play some D&D? That was the theme. That's the theme of the whole season. But yeah, I haven't had my home game.
It's been a while.
We haven't had your home game.
No.
I haven't rolled dice.
We've been deprived of D&D.
Yeah, it was sad.
It's so sad.
I do want to say a huge thank you to Axe and Shield for providing us with the awesome initiative tracker, which we use, and you see it twirling right there. He also makes really good flight stands and terrain stands and T-shirts and all sorts of other things. So go check out Axe and Shield. He makes amazing stuff.
Speaking of t-shirts, who else makes t-shirts now?
We do. Yes. So the Dungeon Dudes, we have our online Teespring store, teespring.com/stores/Dungeon Dudes.
The links are all right down below. I
All
checked. They
below.
work.
Please.
These links actually work
Woo!
this time.
We have those amazing designs and
Tooting your own horn.
do my own horn there.
So
I
amazing.
did a good job.
You did do a good job.
But I'm excited to hear what y'all think of them. So check out the store. If you get a t-shirt, definitely send us photos of them because we'd love to see you celebrating with us the great shirts. And some you've seen before, others may be new. So take a look.
Yeah, and also thanks to Tabletop Audio, who does all the music that you hear on our stream today. It's
No.
Joe that thanks Tabletop Audio. No, it's Jill that thanks 100 Years Born.
I love
Out of order. See, I'm rusty.
Tabletop Audio, and you should too. So thank you.
tabletopaudio.com, and also
Yeah.
big thanks to 100 Years Bore, who did the narration at the start of the stream. All of our lovely Dwarven Forge stuff out here in the miniatures as usual. Dwarven Forge did their successful Kickstarter as well for the Hellscape. We got in on that.
Floor's
I'm really
level.
looking forward to that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting the whole thing, right?
Yeah, we got the whole thing.
We always
we
get
did.
the
That
whole
even a
thing.
question?
We got the whole thing. But speaking of awesome terrain, this episode was sponsored by 185 Games, 1985 Games. Not sure which one it is, but thank you so much for them for that sponsorship, because they are doing their Kickstarter right now for their awesome dungeon craft terrain. So if you are a DM on the go that travels or plays D&D at your local game shop, or you just are on a much tighter budget, you can't do the 3D stuff, or if the 3D thing isn't to your liking, Dungeon Craft is really worth considering. Their awesome book has over 1,000 different pieces of 2D terrain as really beautiful artwork that you can use on your battle map or grid. There's some really obscure but also really useful stuff in there that's great whether you need portability or affordability. So their Kickstarter is going on right now, which means you'll be able to get a lot of it at a really good price. So check that out. The Dungeon Craft Kickstarter right now on Kickstarter.
If you're enjoying our stream and you want to help support our work, definitely check out our Patreon. You can find it by following the links below or at patreon.com/dungeon_dudes. And if you do join our Patreon, you also get to join our amazing Discord, where you get to chat with all of us, hang out with us, get to know us, have some fun times talking about all sorts of stuff. There's even a special little channel in there where you can talk to Monty about theories on how badly the Lord of the Feast is going to kill us next game. And we don't get to know.
Please don't paralyze us. Please don't.
Oh
paralyze
man,
us.
that mace is scary. Oh,
20
okay.
feet away at all times.
Good luck, Pluto. So definitely join our Patreon, join us on Discord, get some shirts, get talking to us, hang out, have fun.
And of course, if you can't get on Discord, you can't get some shirts, we just love to have you here watching us play D&D. It's a real privilege and a treat, and so we can't wait to see you back here next week in the dungeons of Drakkenheim. Thank you so much.